Nerds! Who's ready to get into it? It's time. Line them up and let's knock them down. Let's get them.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, traders, looks like I'm ready to get the morning started and not feeling too bad because we are already into the green. Yes, I said it. We're going to continue the green streak alive. Hey, we had one red day last week. We're going to keep going into the green. That's my goal as trying to focus on the execution. One thing that we noticed for a little while, we were struggling there. Now, lately, I've been really kind of just trying to just continue on the focus of nailing the execution because that's really what it's all about. Let's bring on my man. You guys might know him, Lord Ryan. What's going on, Ryan? How we doing out there?
We're doing pretty good. New day, new way. It's Wiggle Wednesday. We're going to go ahead and figure out which direction we're going here. I know the market's awaiting Powell comments from Jackson Hole. So in the meantime, we're going to make sense of what hand we're being dealt here. I got a couple of stocks on watch here. Can't wait to dive in.
All right. I don't know if we'll get as much hate as we got on pre-market prep about talking about the meme stocks because
what happened on pre-market prep? I didn't catch it. I was in the shower.
They weren't the fans of the meme stocks talk today, but let's get into it. Maybe they wanted to trade some other stocks, but I'll tell you one thing. We ain't going to probably shy away from the party. We're going to take a look here. We'll take a look also at BBBY as they secure the loan, of course, up there. It got all the way as high as 1223 I have in the pre-market. That's going to be the level that I'll tell you guys to keep watch. The $12 breakout today. We'll see if BBBY can make that move. But I'll tell you right now, I actually like two trades more than BBBY today. I like the ape trade. I actually think the ape trade is setting on up for a nice little move above going towards 8. And if it can get to that 8, I think you can spike eventually, maybe getting towards 10. I've heard a lot of mentions of an arbitrage trade with AMC short, ape long. I mean, I don't think that's going to be playing too much, but I will be watching for a nice run in ape. We'll see if we get that run towards above 8. And I will also be watching, of course, the party city. I've talked about this. I've talked about the levels that I've seen the volume come in, which is around the 214. So I'm going to be looking for a big push towards 225 right out the gates. That's actually a nice little move there for it. And if it does that, we'll look for a small little pullback to go ahead and maybe join the party. We'll see what happens in Party City. Now I'm going to Ryan. I know Ryan has a lot more of these than I do probably, but there's a lot moving on there in the small cap world.
There's a ton going on. So first things first, we're going to come back to the movers tool here, but I want to start with the list that I had ready last night. Number one, we've got Nept, right? Neptune Wellness has given us trades 2 days in a row here. I expect if this can get through 3 here on some pretty good volume, I would compare it to the last 2 days and maybe also compare it to that initial day on Friday. If we can get any type of volume like this thing's liable to get crazy. We've got a double top here right around 340. So we'll see if that ends up getting into play. That's a ways away from where we're at right now, but things can change in a hurry here. I believe we had a news item yesterday. Morgan Stanley reports a 7.2% passive stake in Neptune Wellness. And I believe this was also a reverse split fairly recently. So this has all the makings of powder keg here. I'm not saying it's going to go, but we're going to watch it. We traded it yesterday. We're going to trade it again today. Also on the list today, that was on the list yesterday, is T-List. I traded this for just a couple of pennies yesterday. It wasn't anything crazy. I do think that someone is either loading or accumulating based on the volume. And based on the performance here, it looks like this really kind of wants to go here. But we'll see. I'm not going to stick around. I'm not going to keep a whole bunch of money deployed in this on the case that, or on the chance that it just doesn't go. I'll pick my spots. If I miss it, I miss it. But I'll pick my spots. I traded it for a little bit yesterday. See if we can trade it again here today. Definitely not going to hold it overnight, but want to catch any type of pop and run if we do, in fact, get that. So TLIS also looking pretty good. RVPH is the next one here. This is Rivia Pharmaceuticals. This has been kind of popping the last 2 days. Unsure if there's something going on here. Didn't really see much in the news here. They did report earnings. But didn't really see much in the news here. So this is kind of I like to call it a gut feeling. I think that this might pop here. I think that there might be something going on. Maybe there will be a news story in the next several days. So I'm putting it on my list to watch. I don't own it right now. I'm not rushing out to buy it right at the open. But there's been a little bit of odd trading in this recently, and I want to see if we get any type of PR or move or anything like that. Really inexpensive stock, so pretty easy to watch. AVYA is next. We talked about this one yesterday. This one had a huge day yesterday, traded an absolute ton of shares yesterday. Let's see what that volume stick was yesterday. 114 million and a half. So we did 114.5 million versus an average of just under 12. That average is actually up now because of what we did yesterday. I think this was closer to 10 yesterday. So just an absolutely monster day. If we take a look at the daily chart here and we zoom in, let me do that. Here we go. And let me hide this 200-day moving average. So if we zoom in here, it certainly looks like this stock has bottomed around 60 cents. I know it's less than $1, but that's okay. It certainly looks like it's bottomed here. It looks like it's trying to push. A break above 120 puts the next spot here at 136. And then we got this huge gap to 184. I guess you could even really kind of say 2 or 208 there. So playing for this gap here, AVYA looks like this wants to try and test this gap. It's been wild the past few days. So again, not in it right now. Not going to hold it overnight. Not going to bring it home with me or marry it. But I'm definitely going to keep my eye on it. And if this starts to go, we'll play this for a ride here. Look, again, 120 looks to be the real big spot, but we might have some resistance here up around 118. Big one from yesterday is going to be Nerve, right? This popped yesterday after hours, kept going, but kind of come back in here. We're still higher than where we closed yesterday on Nerve. Definitely going to be watching this one. 0.72 Asset Management took an 8.8% stake. That's Stephen Cohen's fund. So taking a pretty big stake there. That generally will get things moving. Want to see how this actually trades today. If the pre-market is any indication, maybe this is going to be a disappointment. First of all, we're not really trading on very high volume at all. Market's not open, so that could very easily change. We're bleeding back, retracing some of this big stick that we had from the PR last night. So I want to see how Nerve does. This is hanging right around that 530 area. I've seen the stock get crazy in the past, and you can see here it's really no stranger to pops. Does like to drop right after. So again, this is going to be one I'm not going to take home for the evening, but definitely going to try to day trade it if we get an opportunity here. Next one here is going to be Nerdy. This is NRDY. We had a insider purchase yesterday, and I'm still trying to figure out all of the details of this purchase. Looks to me like Charles Cohen purchased 5 million shares at an average of 350, but I suspect that he bought that from another director or another board member, because there was another guy that was selling the exact same amount of shares at the same price. So I'm suspecting that is some type of orchestrated sale. Regardless, before this stock popped, we were hanging right around the 270s. The price that they were talking about was 350. So I don't think the CEO would be accepting millions of shares of stock at a price higher than the actual stock price if you didn't have some type of plan for the future. So we'll watch Nerdy today. Sometimes these insider buys can start some of these stocks on multi-day runs, and that's kind of what I want to see here. I'm really interested to see how this trades out of the open here. Next one to keep on watch today, we've got a new IPO today, MOB. This is Mobilicom. They do drones. In fact, I think we actually have a blurb about them here. Communication solution provider. They design, develop, and deliver communication solutions for mission critical and remote mobile private networks without the need for any infrastructure. It targets robotics and unmanned vehicles for disaster relief, and public safety. So this is an interesting one here to me. I suspect that when this actually opens today, there will be many eyeballs on it. I normally don't trade IPOs. I definitely want to see how this one trades. Maybe we'll dip the toes in. I don't know. We'll see. I view this as high risk, but this is definitely something to have on your radar today. And then lastly, from yesterday's list, again, sorry it was so big, kind of a lot happened. We've got Nordstrom's on the list here today. And let me show you what I'm thinking here on Nordstrom's in terms of a potential trade. First of all, they had really poor earnings and they cut guidance. So the down move is expected here. We got sunk last night when they reported the number, leaking a little bit more here in the pre-market. What I think is going to happen here is I think that when the market opens, this is going to sell off a little bit more. And then there's going to be an opportunity to catch a bounce in there. And let me show you what I mean by that. Let me show you this just happened on Zoom. Okay. So if we rewind here, Zoom reported earnings that missed, sold off in the after hours. Next day in the pre-market, they leaked a little bit more. And then as soon as the opening print happened, they sold off all the way down to this, 82.88, and then bounced on this first bounce as high as 86.80. So it's this move right in here out of the open that if we see this in Nordstrom's, might try and play that for a little bit here. This is effectively just a dead cat bounce. I understand their earnings were poor. I totally get it. But I suspect that we might get some type of price action very similar to what we saw here in Zoom. So I'm going to be prepared for that. Because this is not a guarantee. If that doesn't happen, I simply just won't do it. But I do want to watch this out of the open. I do want to see if there's a tradable bounce in there. Now that takes care of the list from yesterday. Let's run through the movers here real quick. First one here we have is SPCB. This is Supercom. Okay, it's a penny stock. Looks like they were awarded a $33 million National Electric Monitoring contract. Okay, we'll see. I'm going to definitely know. With all the stuff that we got going, I'm not going to trade this, but I definitely want to know why it's up 61% here in the pre-market. This is going to be our largest gapper of the morning. Next here is going to be Bright Minds drug, right? So we had a huge pop there. It was a couple of days ago, really just nothing but sell-offs. And today it looks like we're getting back up there again. So as long as we can hold this $2.04 level, I'd like to see some expanding volume. I think we can curl back up and attack that 235 spot. We'll see if that's on deck here for today. SPRC, this is SciSpark Ltd. They have a catalyst here as well. They're trading higher if the company announced preclinical results of its psychedelic-based pharma collaboration treatment for cocaine addiction. So seems like pretty good thing here. The issue is that I'm not sure on some of these, especially the psychedelics that we just watched MNMD really disappoint after a pretty good PR. So I'm not sure how these are going to actually do. Take a look at the daily chart here. It really just looks like death. But we'll see. Maybe this is on deck today. What I'd really like to see here, first move here through 135, 136. That'd be great. Next on the list here is going to be Bed Bath & Beyond. This is just will not go away. It's given us some crazy trading. You can see we've got a catalyst here. Bed Bath & Beyond shares are trading higher following the report suggesting the company secured a loan deal. Watch out for the rug pull if we get a PR saying that loan deal is fake or not, or retracted or whatever verbiage they want to use. I don't know if that's the case. I'm just saying watch out for that. Bed Bath & Beyond, this has been kind of crazy. I think that I'm going to be able to get a more tactical move, something a little bit more predictable, playing a different ticker. So I'll probably just stay away from Bed Bath & Beyond, but we'll see. If the fireworks are here and everything else is kind of slow, you got to go where the action is, right? Next we have on here is BRDS. This is Bird Gib. This is going to be a huge gapper here today. Penny stock, I'm basically just going to ignore it. LYL, we've talked about this one before. Very, very low volume. Going to kind of ignore that one too. We already talked about Nerve. BBIG is coming back here, so we'll see if the BBIG crowd ends up giving us a tradable situation here in BBIG. Again, with so many other names, I'm going to avoid this one. TBLT making a comeback here. So we're popping here in the morning. We've seen TBLT really get crazy. I'd like to see this break above 440 for this to be on the long side. And then KAVL. This is another stock that we've traded here in the past. has done pretty well for us. Looks like it's popping here today. This stock, again, no stranger to pops and drops. So if you get any type of profit in this, don't be afraid to take it. KRKR is on there. Helbiz is on there. We've traded both of those, but Peloton is on there. A lot going on here this morning. We are going to pick and choose what we're going to trade. Mitch, I don't want to take the entire pre-market here, so I'm going to go ahead.
You can. I mean, I won't be mad at you.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff.
There's no rambling when you got information. That's what it's all about. Giving people all information on different stocks, not just one stock and staying on one ticker. I have no idea how many tickers you covered there, but I know it was more than probably 5 there. And Ryan always getting there and helping us out, at least put an eye out on some of these stocks. I think that's the most important thing, is we can't tell you how to trade things. We can't tell you if something's going to move. But one thing that we can do is just wave the flag. Like, hey, look at this. This is the reason why it might be moving today. Let's just keep watch. And then it's up to you always to determine the trade. Today, very similar talk I'll bring into it with SoFi. You guys heard me yesterday talk about the trade plan. I took it in the afternoon to make sure that we weren't going to miss out on it. And it's already a 9% winner. It's about 7% now. Had gotten up as high as over 10% winner on this SoFi. So we're going to keep watch to see if we get the Biden news that we were looking for, right? That's really what this trade was all about, was the student loans. Will we get that news today and it pop on it? Will it run into the open here and just kind of give a nice breakout above 7? If we do get that breakout above 7, that's where I'll start taking some profit. And then I'm going to look for it to run as far as around 725 and take the rest of it off. Won't be a bad trade. Of course, we got in this one at 616. So not a bad little entry there on SoFi. We'll see if we can get it back up there. All right, look at some other trades on out there today. I'm going to keep a really close eye on ARK. It went sideways yesterday, and I think today we take that next leg down in the overall market. So going to look to see if we take out the lows from yesterday and just really start coming back down here on the overall market. Also on the Qs, SOX S took a little bit of a breather yesterday. We're going to look to see if it could take that next step up today. If you take a look here on the hourly, and I'm just going to delete all the drawings here so we can pay attention to it. And you can see here on the hourly setup here, it's a nice little setup for it to come back up and kind of push through these levels. You can see it here. Nice little trend line on the hourly. If it can get a move up there towards 42 today, I think you get that nice little breakout. SOX S, of course, this is bearish, the semiconductor. Now, of course, we do have some reporting after the close today. Nvidia, look for Nvidia to test down here. I'm going to look for it to come down towards the 168.24s. That could get us to start cracking some of these semiconductor stocks. Remember yesterday I looked at AAPL at Apple to see what had happened if we were going to go ahead and get a little bit of a bounce. We did get a little bit of a bounce, but it couldn't hold there. And now it's starting to leak down below this trend line. So now I think we take that next step down towards 165 and 160s. Those are in play today. We'll see what happens in Apple. Do we get a bounce today, or do we come right back down towards the 165 and 160 level? We'll see what else is kind of moving. SOX L today short. We'll see what happens there. Oil is definitely the one to watch. ExxonMobil giving us that nice breakout yesterday above the 95. So looking for a pushback into the 95s and 96 to take a swing trade up on oil. But you can watch also some of the other players, right? Chevron, some of the bigger players. Chevron, MRO, Marathon Oil, all in play today. And if you want to play the cheap ones, take a look at the cheaper ones, right? You can take a look at Oil, Gas, and Equipment, Halliburton. It's a really nice one that I would be paying attention to today. But maybe you like even cheaper names, right? Maybe you're looking at a stock like INBO, or maybe you're looking at a stock like BORR or TEL. Keep these on watch. I talked about these yesterday. The BORR, it's up there above the $4 today. TEL is another one that you can keep on watch. HUSA, I traded this one yesterday. Will we get that next step up? We're going to keep on watch. A lot of this will be dependent on oil. If it does get the rip, that's what it's all about. But I got something for you guys, only if you guys are going to hit the like. I have something special, but only if you hit the like. And if you don't hit the like, I'm pretty sure someone's going to be upset, because let's just say you won't see somebody if you don't hit enough likes here. We're setting a like goal here of 200 likes here to bring on none other than, you might know him as the hoodie trader. Some of you guys know him out there. Smash the like button if you guys want our hoodie trader to come on today. We're at 125. We need 75 more likes here, guys. If not, he ain't coming on, man. I'll keep him in the background.
I gotta say, I love that you're doing him dirty and you're not even letting him on to say hi unless we have enough likes. That is a power play right there.
Got to hit those likes to get my man Zunaid in the chat. Come on, I see you guys. You guys know exactly what he's talking about there. 189. Can we get it? We're almost there. The Zunaid alert is going on out there. Jesse's calling for it. The blind trader's calling for it. Will we get there? Looks like we got on up there. 203, 208.
Boom,
they want
bring it
the
on.
Zunaid alert.
You guys are too.
Sound the alarm.
You are
sound the
too
alarm.
kind. What is up, fellas? My apologies.
It's not us, Zunaid. It's our chat, man. The likes were flowing for the Z-Man here today.
What
Yeah, man.
is up, man? I'm excited, dude. It's always. Hopefully, my Wi-Fi is better. I think it's good. I was working all last night. Didn't have any issues. So hopefully, working from this side of the bed is good. But I'm excited, man. The only stock that I'm really paying attention to is INDO. And that's for the $10 bounce right over here. If we can go ahead and get that. Matter of fact, on E-Trade right now, if I can go ahead and trade on this one screen laptop. Whoever said you can trade on one screen, it was a liar. It's just straight up lying.
I was struggling when I was in the D, Zunaid. When I was on my laptop, I even had another computer to broadcast from. I was still struggling.
It took me a minute to figure out what you were trying to say there, but now I understand. Yes,
I'm not surprised at all.
I mean, think about what you said.
Zunaid always gets caught in the D. It's okay.
Take that, Zunaid. Hey, Zunaid, guess what? I went to the range yesterday and practiced my D stick. So how about that?
There you go. You practice.
We could
that.
go all day. If this is really what you want to do, we could go all day.
You know, one time on air. So for the folks that might be joining us, I commentate virtual basketball. So like 2K. So I almost one time when this dude was getting cooked on the defensive end was like, somebody check this man's pants because he's got no D right now. But I didn't want to get fired, so I did not say that.
So it would have been cool if you did, but you didn't.
Oh, no, 100% no. I wouldn't be in my little hotel right now otherwise. But
Yeah,
anyway,
definitely
IMDO, I've already got the order out there to purchase some over there. Interested to see what AMD.
You're looking at those today.
Yeah, because yesterday I played the wrong one. I played ENVS, I think that's what I played. And no, it's definitely not what I played. I don't know. I played one of those similar tickers or whatever, and it fell below $2 and it just didn't move as well. But yeah, INDO is going to be the one for me. Realize that's a much better mover. And then AMD, you can see that it's been kind of like holding support around 92. So we'll see how it kind of plays out. And then Tesla, unfortunately, couldn't give us the 900 short, but you can see, look now, pre-market 900 short right there. So if Tesla wants to come back up and test 900 again, I will take 1 to 2 contracts on Tesla and go short, just hoping to get maybe 10 to 20% on the move down. But we'll see, though. Should be fun. Again, I am on one screen here. I forgot my HDMI, so I haven't hooked it up to the TV here. But excited, though. Excited. Less than a minute left to go.
All right, sending some alerts on out there to see if we can catch some of these stocks making moves. Of course, if you guys see something making a big move on up, call it out for us. That's going to help us definitely try to catch some of these moves. BBBY now setting on up on a 5-minute for a move back above 1150. That's kind of the levels that I'd look for on that. What do you think about the Tesla dragon with the stock split, Zunaid?
With the stock split and stuff, I don't even know what date that's supposed to happen.
It's supposed to happen today, tomorrow.
Okay, so here's the beauty of it, right? You can tell that just from that answer from me, I don't care what happens past 4 o'clock, right? Like, or whatever the case may be. As long as it's not like Powell is coming on at 2, I could care less, dude. I'm just getting in and out.
Powell is coming on at 2, Zunaid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like things like that
joking.
impact me.
I'm just joking,
on Wednesdays and different things like that. Sure, I'll take a look at what's happening intraday, but besides that, I could.
Good luck, folks. Here we go.
That just goes to show you guys that it's all about your time frame. Time frame is what matters there.
For sure. Here we go. All right, I got my eyes on Tesla, and let me see what. Oop, already got an alert.
I thought that
ZM.
was my fire alarm. That's so crazy.
Let me go and mute that. There you go. I muted it now. All right.
SoFi puts right out of the gate, 1,000 of them, 25K trade. They're cheapies.
I'll check that
Peloton
out,
moving
Jesse.
here out of the gate.
I'll check that out, Jesse. All right. Tesla's at 95s. Again, waiting for it to get to like 98s, 99s, and I'll go ahead and grab a couple of contracts. The one that I'm looking at are the 880 puts. And again, this is just the risk of 200, trying to make 200 type of trade. Nothing too crazy. Got a feeling it might just pop and not even wait, though, but it's all good. Again, it's the 880 puts expiring in 2 days.
Bed Bath & Beyond first move here is down. It's trying to bounce. JWN, like we talked about. I don't know if the bottom's in yet. Went down to 1925, tried to bounce, got 20 cents out of it. But looks like it's trying to roll over here.
Technology leading here, but it's not by much. It's only 0.11. Nothing really strong trending here right out the open. A lot of chop. Be careful out there.
Here, JWN moving towards the lows, about to print new lows here on a print of 1924 would be new lows.
Seeing a big push in Unity and Roblox. Not too bad stocks. Getting a little. Peloton had news this morning with Amazon. That's still running there towards 1270.
Yeah, good for a trade there, but long term, I don't think that solves their problems. Their margins aren't. It's not going to help. That's just my opinion. We'll see.
Just need someone to buy it. That's it. Nike needs to step up and buy it already.
JWN flirting with the low of the day here. If this can hold, maybe we can bounce here. But it just certainly. There we go, bouncing a little bit. Oh, here we go. JWN. All right, so if you played that bounce, I would take some. I didn't. I thought it was going to go lower. Let's wait for JWN to come back in here a little bit more.
I feel like some shorters are in Chewy here. This doesn't look too bad there. Just got hit at the 4120s here, but it's kind of low volume there. So
Let's see what
staying out of that right now.
I'm still waiting on Tesla to try to get to 900. You've got INDO at 1029s. I do have my buy orders out at the 1010 area.
Nordstrom's coming into VWAP here. See if it holds this. More sells coming in.
Come on, Tesla.
Heading down quickly there.
Spot. Do you want to wait? Do you want to wait for me to get my Tesla short? Come on now.
I'm
By the
watching
way,
Qs to see if they crack.
Another degenerate tool that I've loved trading so far is as the SPX. I may not trade it here at the hotel, but when I get back home next week, though, oh yeah, that's exactly how I'm going to go bankrupt.
There's Chewy starting to head lower there. The problem with Chewy for me was the spread. The spread was a little bit too wide there for me to get short at the 4110s because it was already a 20-cent spread. So the outlook was for it to break through the 4080s there, and just didn't make sense there because of the spread. But I do like the short on a daily outlook. It's just hard on the intraday outlook. Trying to keep an eye on some of these meme stocks to see if they keep moving. Peloton pulling back a little bit there.
Tesla's about $2 away.
Now it's pushing through. Peloton going for the 13s. We'll see if it gets up there.
Oh, come on, Tesla. Don't be bad.
Are you guys in Peloton?
No.
I am not.
Okay.
I'm waiting for Tesla to get to 899 so I can buy the 880 puts expiring this week.
Okay.
Just wasn't a bad one to watch there. Remember, the thing about Peloton is that it does have high short interest now, and then that kind of gives it that help for the push. Arvana made a nice move up, now coming right back down. Be careful there. Eric KK is what I'm really watching. I wanted to see if it was going to start to crack, and there's the crack there. So I'm going to start looking for SOXS. SOXS already pushing through. Oh, a little annoyed there. Kind of went really fast there. In 1 minute, it's away from the buy point. That's how quickly this market is for you. Now I'm looking for pullbacks, but definitely missed that SOXS. You guys know that this morning that was the trade that I was looking at. SOXS missed that Now I need to look for some pullback. I can look for maybe Sark, but Sark's already pushing also. Missing some of the trades here. Need to focus in and try to execute.
You can see the 92 area kind of battling right now on AMD.
Come on, pull back enough, success.
You've got Veru trying to go red to green. If you're going to go long this stock right now, low day could be your stop loss.
Are you talking about Veru or Tesla?
Veru, my apologies.
Yeah,
Tesla's already green. Yeah.
Veru, I like that through 18, by the way.
Here, let me see if they've got options. I think they do have options because you played them before.
That's success. Hesitated there to get 41.25s. I just hate buying in the middle zone, and that's where I have to buy now because I missed the move up.
Veru, I'm going to play a small size here.
Just be patient.
Stop loss is going to be the crack of 1750, so I have it at 745 is my stop loss on Veru.
Veru does look like it's trying to curl here through 18. Kind of watching that. Also watching GLOP, GLOP, a huge seller at 675 if that gets taken out. There has been some prints at that 675 level, so they're hitting it, but they haven't taken it yet. We'll watch that too. No buy until we break through that.
All right, here we go. We're trying to donate some money. I got into those puts at $11.02. I am in the 880 puts. Stop loss will be above 905 for me.
I got a starter on success there. Want to add towards VWAP, which is down towards 41, but took a little bit of a start position there. SoFi not looking too bad there. Just recovered there, the 657s. Now I could look for it to kind of push through here, make that run towards 7. If I wanted to add, this would probably be my add area, and I'd be holding off the 650s. But just going to keep focusing on the trade that I'm taking here on success.
Those contracts were just up about $40 a contract, but obviously that's not what we're looking for. I want to see it come back and try to test the 896s. If it touches the 896s, I'm hoping these contracts, I only have 2 of them, that they'll be up at least about 80 to $100 per contract. Nope, it's going to try to crack 900 here, isn't it? Yes, you are. Come back and test BWAP. See if you got more buyers there. Come on down a little bit.
All right, I'll try to put up the 6-chart outlook here so that we can keep an eye on some multiple stocks. BTU back above the VWAP. Let me take a look at the sectors. We're finally getting a trend here. Energy coming back there, already starting to get that lift there. XOM starting to get a little bit of a lift. Let's take a look at some of the cheaper names to see if they start following, like TEL and some of those INDOs. That INDO did a nice little washout here towards support. Question is, will it hold to recover the 1050? Support. That's what I'd be watching for.
Veru.
Yep.
Right through 18 there.
Veru, after a weak day, there's a strong day. That one has some crazy volatility.
They're hitting GLOP here, taking some. Oh no.
Halliburton up there towards 3150. I'll look for some pullback.
There goes GLOP. GLOP going. That was okay. That's an easy one to start. I'm out GLOP there. That was an easy one.
All right, Veru, you're up about 2% on the equity side, almost.
Normally don't work like that.
Looking to get an ad here on VWAP for success.
I'm going to scale some just a little bit here on 1825s on Veru, out about 25%.
I would have done that same thing. That's a nice move.
Yeah.
By the way, on GLOP, if we can get there, 724, big spot on the daily to break out. That we'd be into a gap that's gappy up to 10. So gonna keep an eye on GLOP here still. I'm out of the trade. That was just a quick scalp right there. But we're gonna watch that 724 level.
Veru gonna take another piece.
Veru.
Oh, did I get filled though?
Go
He's
Veru.
trying to push.
1842. I'm out. Another.
Trying to push there.
Nerve moving. Let's take a look. It's on our list here from this morning. Yeah, nerve above 570. I like it. Let me bring this up. Good spot.
Did I just get alerted? Let's see.
Nvidia is the one to watch now to see if Tex, I think, gets taken on this downturn here. Oof, got hit there. 770. Let's see if it takes out the lows there. Looking to see if Nvidia can take out the low here. Looks good for a short off of the VWAP there. We'll see if it takes out the lows. A move above 171 could get the squeeze on the bears here. We'll see what happens.
Big pull and nerve right here. It was trying to take this. You can see this is your spot right here. The 570 was trying to take this yanked all the way back down to 546. I haven't bought any yet, but I'm tempted down here.
INDO, if it cracks the 975s, I'll be out. All right, I'm out. Tesla coming down to test VWAP. Veru looking to go above 1850s. Tesla now above 900. Down about 10% on my contracts.
Nice job, fourth wave on Veru there.
Yeah, take your profits. We're up about 50 cents on the equity side here.
So far, it's looking good here. Might get a little ad here. Yeah, I'm going for the ad. Just added there on the swing trade for SoFi. Now we got to be careful here because this does bring up our average, but we need to be break even now. We're up towards 643 for myself on that average now, but I did add to the position half right back in it. So now I look for the push towards 7. It can sell that half there and then look for it to keep going.
I'm definitely getting a little nervous about my Tesla trade to the short side. SPY is near VWAP. Yeah, I'm definitely going to lose on this one.
There's SoFi starting to push there. Let's see if we can get that next step up there and to get it towards that 7 outbreak here.
I'm going to go ahead and take my L on Tesla. I'm out.
Okay, Nerve looks like it wants to go here.
Fox looks good too. Want that one to do one more downturn, and then I'm going to go ahead and add to that. Should have got the ad at 41.10 on the VWAP, but wasn't able. It just kind of went right off of it really quickly. So let's see if we can get this pullback right below that level, maybe holding 41s and then coming back up through the 41.40s. If it just takes off here through 41.40s, I already have a starter, so I'm not going to be upset. That's success. You guys missed the bug run on CCJ and UUUU.
Yep.
I didn't like that setup on CCJ. Did not like that setup, but hey, to each his own.
JWN, so we did get that bounce right out of the open before running lower here on JWN. So I'll wait for that to set up again. That's cool that materialized. Still watching Nerve here as I think it does go higher here.
Nice call out, Jim Cruz. Nice call out. Charge point, big move on up there. That's a big move right there.
Oops, sorry. Trying to help it. Charge point had sweeps yesterday too, by the way.
There you see it. Nice little push on up there. Look for also some other kind of charging stations to get that lift there for some sympathy. EV Go, you can see it. Very similar chart, right? Took off a little bit later than Charge Point. It's running on sympathy, so you guys can keep these on your watch today. EV Go. I'd also start looking at maybe some LiDAR plays to see if those can start moving. LAZR is one that I would keep in mind. We'll see what happens to these.
You've got Vero above 1855s now.
I'm telling you, it's a great stock to trade. It gives us opportunities all the time.
Yeah. I'm curious to see if I'm going to get 19s on this one or not, though.
My internet isn't the best today. See it. There's a nice push in Success. Wasn't able to get that ad there at the VWAP, but it's up there right back towards 4160s. We'll probably start seeing Nvidia drop through the lows here. That's what I'd be calling out there. That was what I was keeping an eye out. There's Nvidia trying to head towards the lows. We'll see if it takes it out here. There's that starting to move down there. Looks weak there. Stocks S trying to get back up there. Let's see if it takes out the high, the 4170s, and then we really start moving.
SPY is bouncing here. So
yeah, it's moving on up. I'm looking at SPX, but this thing is just going.
Nerve coming right back to that 570 spot. I really think this breaks higher from here. Well, it's wild, though. Be careful if you trade this. Reduce your size.
Nerve here on the left-hand side, Q's in the middle, and Stocks S on the right-hand side. Looking to see the Q's take out the lows here as it looks to kind of hold 1360s. If it takes that out, we're looking good here. It's going fast there. Boom, just hit it there. Stocks S trying to get through 42s. Now we're looking really good in Stocks S. If we can get through 42.18s, I'm going to go ahead and take half off. That's going to be already a point on the gain there. See if we can get it on up there. A spike through 42s, then take some profits. Q's trying to break through that low there.
I'm looking at SPX to see what it's going to do near VWAP as it's gone green to red for just a moment.
Love that you called it SPY-X.
Right? Like, come on, Zunaid. Come on, man.
Hey, man.
He's in a hotel. He's in a hotel.
Yeah. It's a hotel excuse. You know how it is.
Trying to learn them futures. That's what it is.
Probably use a haircut. So
them futures confuse me, man. When people tell me, did you look at ES today? I'm like, what?
Yeah. Well, it's not even futures, though. But yeah, I get you, though. Come on down.
There's Nerve. We'll get through this at 570s. A lot of wicks right there.
570 is the spot. If it can go through there, you might be able to get an upside trade here. If not, it's probably going to sell off.
Q's turning around a little bit before that break through the 313.60s, giving it a chance here.
Here's more buys on Nerve. Here we go. Let's see if 570 actually falls this time, or if they reject it at 570. Huh, not this time. They actually refilled 564 there with 5K shares. They ate it the first time, refilled it there. We'll see if they eat it a second time. They do. I think that's got to go higher.
All right, looking to see if the Q's can take out the lows here. Nvidia, did that take out the low? Ooh, look at that chart on Nvidia today. I'm glad I was looking for that to come down through the lows there. Nice little breakdown on Nvidia if you're short. Good nailing on that one. There's your Nerve move to the left here.
There it is. There it
Boom.
is, folks. There it is. Out. Woo! That's 2.
Nice job, bud.
It's 2.
Not bad.
Ripon DT. You were the one that I had Nerve on my list, but you were the one that brought it to my attention when I was watching something else. I owe you a drink, my man.
Also pulled back fast there too, so be careful.
Hey, I told you ahead of the time that this thing trades wild. Be careful. Take your gains.
Man, when Ryan sells, get out.
Telling you, I've sat in some of those. It's no fun. No fun.
We'll see what happens there. Seeing a little bit of a pullback here. How are the Qs looking now? SoFi, what's up with SoFi? We're still looking good there. Didn't get through the 675. Pulling on back here. Got to keep a close eye on it.
Asus ROG, you might be able to do something in Webull. I've never used Webull as a broker, so I don't know. Just full disclosure here, we're using a bunch of other tools and utilities. I'm using Benzinga Pro, which is all I need to get everything that I need. And all of the plays that I'm calling are coming off of Benzinga Pro. Good question, though.
Come on. You had the SPX try to make high a day around the 41.3250s. Couldn't do it, though.
All right, here we're going for the 42 push here on Stocks S. Can I get out there at 42.18? Some more here. Here's 42.09s there. I'm putting the order out here. Order out there at 42.20s. It's not holding up there at the 42s. Wanted to give it a nice little push.
Come on.
Oh, here's the Qs. If the Qs take out that 313 again, we should get that push into the 42s above.
Nerve nasty pull here. Continuing to trade down. Wow. Sometimes better to be lucky than good. Kano new highs here, 657.
Canceling the order for right now.
You've got, come on, what are you going to do in your VWAP? You're going to try to go back up?
Q's coming back. I don't like that move there. I want to see it already crack here. Should start getting a push drive. Don't want to see it get back above the VWAP. I'm not going to have to take the profit. It's probably going to pull back towards the VWAP there. Come on, Q's. Take out those lows. Tesla, what's up with you, man? You're holding them up.
Yeah, for sure.
Kalu
He's holding up the Q's.
It looks like Kalu is making another small fortune on drug. We might have somebody, we might have somebody that's able to say they got rich off drugs from the market here. Kalu, every day you seem to be destroying that.
He's not the only one that got rich off drugs. Just X a pharma company.
True. Watching Kano here on a pop through 657 if it can do it.
All right, I don't like that turnaround there for the Qs. I'm out of the Stocks S position. Big push there in the Qs. Watch out. Reversals there. You're going to start seeing some squeeze up on some of those names. And so for me, I'm not going to hang out on that to let me lose that gain. I just ran to the profit there. Now I can focus on SoFi, looking for that push up and maybe use some of that profit that I just made to swing here hard on SoFi. So
Yeah,
that was that Stocks S turnaround there.
SPX tried to make, again, an attempt at high day. Couldn't do it. Rejected. If this one closes below VWAP, I'd be interested in going short. But at the moment, it keeps making higher highs. But if it cracks below VWAP, that will not be the case anymore.
All right, if SoFi comes back down and holds the VWAP here, so the VWAP is 663. If it doesn't break that, I'm going to go ahead and take a bigger swing there in the SoFi trade. I've been working this up. I could just run to the profits here, but it's just going to be kind of a smaller gain there because it's a swing trade. So I added already to the position once, willing to add to the position again and look for the push through 7.
SPY for the moment. Red to green. I mean, excuse me, green to red. Playing games. That's okay. Veru coming back to test the previous close here as well.
A lot of volume coming in here on SoFi at the 665 level. There you go. They might take it now. Like this on a 5-minute. Up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3, down 3. Shouldn't break there.
Come on, SPY. Come on, SPY.
I'm watching INFI right here. There's a huge block, and there was actually just a huge buy. 20,800 shares just bought at 165. Let me throw my charts up here. This is what I'm looking at on the daily, right? So this formation here, it looks like we're trying to take this formation out. It might be gappy here up to 2. We'll go ahead and see. What we're looking at here is this high. So I'm long right here. Very, very tight stop. INFI. I'll let you know if this breaks.
Q's just faked out hard to the upside. It looks like it wants to come right back down.
I'm short the SPX here at the 4110 puts. Grabbed them at 480s.
That is what you call a fake out candle right there. Faked me out in Stocks S. Now Stocks S looks like it wants to continue there. So, hey, got stopped out on that Stocks S, and now it looks like it wants to keep going. Hey, it happens sometimes. That was a hard fake out candle there.
I'm gonna take a look. Some profits at the 520 mark. Got filled on the 520. My next one is 580. Come on. Come on. Don't do that. Just stay low. Just stay low. Just stay low.
Qs are just sideways right now. That's a tough chart for sure.
Quadruple U's look like they're going to take 7 out. That looks strong here this morning.
V.
Nice Chevy Chase impression.
You've got Veru trying to get above VWAP now. We already made money on this one. I'm going to close out all the other shares here. It's 10 cents in the money on the remaining shares. I'm out.
INFI through 165.
All right. INFI.
It hasn't popped and run yet, but it took out the huge seller that was at 165. Generally, that's a good sign. See if we can get going here above 170 now. Like I said, that daily chart. Check out the daily on that INFI, Mitch.
Take a look right quick. Yeah, I like the level right above here, right above the 153s, 150 level. So you should be looking for, and look how it didn't even come down towards the 150 today.
Shelly, Ryan, I think we have the same cat video dealer. Yeah, Alyssa helps me out a lot with some of those videos. I wouldn't be surprised. That one last night was hilarious, though. You got to admit it. 169 bid now on INFI. Looks like we're going to test 170 here.
Trading on the 1 minute chart on this SPX is wild. Jesus Christ.
A lot of the oil names pulling back a little bit here. Oxy kind of leading it, though. Look at Oxy's chart. Nice little VWAP bounce there.
I took INFI off here.
Ooh, I like MRO here.
Got a nice little pop.
Stay tight, too, with this MRO trade. Let's look for one more pullback. So 1, 2, 3. It needs to try to break here at 26. Maybe give us a wick at 25.98 and then come back up through 26.10.
Let's see here. Let's go with that one.
I'm a little too lean back. Got to lean up.
You know what I've noticed here is that these plays aren't giving us the follow through. We're getting the actual action that we're waiting for, but we're not getting follow through. Like, even if you take a look at Peloton, we did break that pre-market high and we just came right back to it. It was strong all out of the gate while it was curling back up to that high, but it didn't really pop and go. Same with INFI there. Same really with Nerve. In fact, in Nerve, we got kind of a nasty pullback, which really sucked. Although we'll see if that curls back up towards that spot. We're not getting the pop and follow through. That's what we'd like to have, a small trade turn into a real big trade.
All right, now's my
Charge
chance
point.
here.
Charge point, maybe. Who was that was on Charge Point earlier, Mitch? Was that Jim?
Yeah, that was Jim Cruz.
Yep. Nice job, Jim. I think
I'm going to cut my losses on the SPY trade.
That was a nice little move there. EVGO continuing with it.
480 out at 420.
I like that EVGO with it. I just added there on SoFi, but if not, I'd be looking at that EVGO chart. I like that one. And Zunaid taking us on a spin. Taking us on the penthouse tour. You be careful with those drugs out there, guys.
Yeah, actually, this is what I'm looking for here from Ripon. If drug takes out 235, I think 3 could be on deck. We saw this stock go absolutely ballistic. 235, that pre-market high. We've actually already carved out a range to 3 just yesterday. Not yesterday. Day before yesterday, we were at 347. So 3 is absolutely in reach here if we can get some momentum going and take that pre-market high out. That's what I'd be watching for on drug. If you're already in it, that might be a different story. Here comes drug new highs of the regular session. Here we go.
I don't know why I have to laugh. I can't help myself. Drugs new high.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It just sounds weird. That's why the ticker's been too weird. The bright minds, right? Bright minds ripping through the roof.
230, 230 to your spot here. They're hitting it multiple times. They're back at it here. There it goes through. 235, your next spot here is Rippin already called. Let's watch 235.
There's SoFi. I saw 10,000 shares at 659, 12,000 shares at 661. So let's see if that starts moving. I'm also keeping a close eye on that party. MRO pullback there with a nice little pullback towards close to 26. We'll see if it actually kind of gets back towards 26. It's gotten towards a low there. Yeah, it actually hit it right on the dot. Now we'll look to see if it takes that next leg up. How the Qs doing? They're still playing games? Nah, they're playing games to the upside now.
God, the volume on drug here is just insane.
That's that Tesla. The Qs are being driven by Tesla right now. Tesla just holding things up right now. Look at leadership. What's up today, guys?
There
Pretty
goes
much
drug
nothing but Tesla.
There goes drug through 235, 241. Way to go here, guys. Rippin, I owe you a drink today, my man. That is some good stuff.
All right. Yeah, so leadership today seems weak, yet we're still up. So to me, that's all Tesla. Take a look at the high cap names. Look how majority of them are in the red. You got Tesla and Amazon in the green. Apple's in the red. Microsoft in the red. Google just barely up, actually in the red now. And so that just shows me what's leading the rally right now. It's Tesla.
Drug highs now, 245 here. I'm out of drug, by the way. We took that money and put it in my pocket. Huge bid now, 240. Oh, they hit it. They held it so far.
I will say that if you guys are looking for what will happen here in Ape, it looks interesting above the 750s if it gets a squeeze. Look at this setup here. Symmetrical triangle just hanging out.
I'm also out of drugs, Ryan. We're going to have so much
call your dealers for that.
Mitch, you're already laughing. The jokes write themselves with the drug ticker. I mean, they really
I know, man. They do. That's definitely it. I heard they're legal in Detroit, maybe in Chicago too, but depends on what drugs you're
I guess
looking
maybe
for.
I should have clarified from earlier. The D is what people call Detroit, and D stick refers to a driver. So
that's not what you were talking about.
There's Ape starting to move, guys. I want to put it on the radar.
Peanut galleries, Zunaid. Bang.
I don't want anyone to tell me we didn't look at Ape today.
Are they going to tell you anyway, Mitch? You made it go down, didn't you know?
I know they're going to tell me, but that's just how it goes when you're on the bright minds. We'll see what's going on out there, guys.
Oh.
I got herbs.
He's muted too. Oh man.
Oh, this is perfect.
Salt, bro.
You get him, Melanie. Let him know. Let him know.
First off, I wasn't yawning. Second off, you're welcome for
His
the view.
mama would appreciate that. So thank you.
Oh, that's funny stuff.
You've got the SPX coming down below VWAP now. Looking to go short here if I get a chance to come back and have it tested.
I think the SPX rolls over here. I'm not gonna lie. I really think we go new lows here today.
Dude, it's been flirting. It's been flirting with it. Oh,
Drug.
the Qs came back again. Good lord.
Drug.
Oh, the sock says VWAP bounce. I missed it, guys. I missed it on that pullback. Look at that sock says VWAP bounce right to it. 452. Where's the low? 452. It's right back up to 42. Not a bad little move there. Nvidia probably moving lower. Not yet. It's hanging on. AMD's dragging down. If Tesla flips, this market's flipping. I'm just calling it now. If Tesla flips down, this market's coming down. If
Mitch, I don't
Tesla
know
keeps
what the hell
going
you're
up, it's going to
talking
hold
about.
it.
This market is trading on drugs right now. More
Yeah, it is.
specifically, drug.
As long as it's not the mind men drugs, right?
Black Mage, I knew I should have bought some drug. Okay, I'm going to stop making these jokes before someone joins late and is like, they're promoting banned substances.
We're going to get the ban hammer on YouTube today. We're talking about the stocks, YouTube.
And we made money off of it, our whole group.
Yeah, I mean, it's great that you made money off of trading drugs, but may want to be careful, though. It's not legal.
I only listen to people that are awake, so.
See, if I took drugs, I'd be awake right now. No, it's the SPX trade. Man, so you've got the SPX here trying to come up against VWAP. I'm definitely looking to go short if it wants to come here and touch it.
Nvidia trying to break down there, guys. That looks nice. AMD breaking down here. Look for Tesla to flip here. I'm actually feeling so confident because I'm seeing such of the leadership that I might get short Tesla here. The leadership is showing it so much here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let Tesla try to test towards the 910 here. It creates a hard resistance right there. Then we can look for the flip. We're also getting towards that, we just got through that 10 o'clock level, right? And so we could start getting that topping right at 10 and then boom, knockdown. All right, trying to watch Tesla's price action here really closely. See if I want to take it. Wanted it to try to that 910 there, went to 909.16. So I pretty much wanted to try towards this trend line and then reject. The only problem is the split talk concerns me about getting short. Still looks interesting for me. Not in yet. The Q's break through the lows yet? Look at that little bounce there right off the 313.60. This level is just being a level of all levels right now on the Q's. SPY bouncing also there. Man, this market doesn't want to make its mind up right now. Chop, chop city. Be careful out there, guys. When I'm seeing the chop, I like to just take a pause in my trading. What's going on out there, guys? Someone said drugs? 16%. Hex, that's all you got, man? No, I'm just playing, man. If I got 16%, I'd be out of here. If I did go on Tesla, it would have been a short. And it would have been equity. And there you guys are seeing starting to come down there. I got to protect myself.
Apple rose.
It's just the SPY chop is what keeps me out of it. If the SPY would have been hanging out right now around the 412s, then I would have saw that action on Tesla. Yeah, I probably would go after it. But look at the Qs too. They're right above the VWAP. Too much chop there for me to just try to take one of these. SoFi just got some volume pump there, so not feeling too bad about that one. 10,000 shares at 662, 5,000 at 661, but there's some dark pulling action. Clear example of dark pulling action here in SoFi. Why? Because in the 1 minute chart, there's 1.6 million shares. Yet if I take a look at the time in sales, do I see that type of volume flowing through there? No, that it's not flowing through there. To me, dark pull jumped on there somewhere around the 660s, and that's where a lot of the volume came in. Now you're seeing it starting to spike. I could add to this and try to like, just keep trying to add to it, but that brings my average closer and closer. My average right now is 48. So somewhere right around here. And so I don't want to go ahead and kind of ruin my average. I'm going to give it the chance to kind of give that big breakout. So this is SoFi, and this is the rule of three playing, right? And that's why I drew that support there. Rule of three coming into SoFi here, and let's see if it really does take off here. You could see here a move up, right? One up. Then you got to come towards the one down here. Then you come towards the, let me actually do these in squares so that you guys can actually see this. This is a strategy. Let's do it as our strategy breakdown of the day. Why don't we do that?
Let's do it.
All right, strategy breakdown of the day brought to you by Benzinga Pro. Check it on out, guys. You can get your 2-week trial. All you got to do is go to pro.benzinga.com and stay up with the news. That's a lot of how I was following the SoFi story. That's why we took it more of a story stock approach. But let's talk a little bit about this price action. First price action goes up here, right? Towards around the 675. Then you get a retrace. It starts creating a support. This is the important part. Once you start creating support, we're going to start looking for those resistance bounces, support bounces, right? You start getting it here. You get another drive up. That's the second resistance. And you get the second support here. Then we get the third resistance here right now. Now we're starting to look for a pullback to actually hold here. Boom, we get the third support here. That's when I really start calling a defined support that it shouldn't crack. You can see wicks there, but you shouldn't see body closing there. Now we'll look for a breakout above the 675, which was that first resistance. And you can measure the flag to look for the breakout of how much you're thinking. So in my eyes, this would be about, let's say, a 36 cents push above the 670, which gets us to what? $7. That's why I'm targeting that $7 price point. This is how you guys can take a look here at a pennant action, bull pennant here. We'll see if it kind of gets that lift and really takes above the 675. What's the major difference a lot with the flag and the pennant? The difference between the flag is that you usually have two kind of trend lines here. This horizontal line gives us more of a flag pennant. Let's see if it gets on up there and makes the move to 7.
So real quick, Mitch, great breakdown there. We did get a piece of news here. Biden set to freeze student loan repayment for 4 months, 4 more months.
Oh, there you go.
We
The
actually
news is
had
out.
that shouted here. We had that early. One of our members here. I'm trying to find it so I can credit this person, but I'm not seeing it. Gaudin, if I'm saying it correct. This is a sick motorcycle in your avatar there. Biden to freeze student loan repayment for 4 months. I'm seeing that here from Walter Bloomberg. Freeze student loan repayment for 4 more months. That makes sense. That takes us through the election.
Let's go.
It's just unbelievable. We're not doing good stuff right now. I did see this JWN. Jess, you taking JWN short on a put there, up 30%. Way to go. We talked about the bounce there, and we talked about it potentially going lower. Awesome to see you executing on that. Let's go. Charlie squawked it. David, thank you. Okay, awesome. I actually, my let me check on my squawk here. Hang on 1 sec.
Tell us a little bit about what squawk is for those that might not know, Ryan.
Yeah, good. Okay, let me restart mine here. Okay, sorry about that. So Squawk is an audio feed that reads breaking news. If you're looking at my screen here, if I click on this little speaker icon, we have Squawk Equity. That's Charlie. Squawk Options is Zunaid. When he does that. Anyway, Squawk Equity reads breaking news as it happens. And what's so great about this is that you're able to process information via your ears. As traders, we look at so many things with our eyes. There's only so much information we can take in. So it's great to be able to use a different sense for that. I actually place Squawk in my ear so that I don't have it being broadcast over the stream here. It's really, really fast breaking news. So I highly recommend it. Squawk is the reason I found Benzinga Pro way back when I first started this. So Squawk is got a place in my heart. I've probably made more money off Squawk than any other tool in Pro.
Love it. Love it. That's what it's all about there.
Yep.
And definitely you guys can get the squawk also. Just go to pro.benzinga.com. Get your 2-week trial. You don't even need a credit card. You could have been following the news along here just as it hit the tape or hit the squawk as it did here. All right, Kalu's asking about sectors moving. Let's take a look at the sectors and let's do a quick little sector outlook here. Consumer cyclical is actually leading us. Interesting to see this come back after really being hit. What is kind of getting it up here? So it looks like we got residential construction getting some lift here. So push back from Lennar, Toll Brothers getting a lift back. Didn't expect to see this. Definitely, the earnings didn't point towards this. So illogical move coming into these residential construction stocks. Interesting. It could have been maybe the mortgage numbers that were out this morning that gave it a little bit of a lift. If you wanted to take a look at that, maybe to look at positive catalysts. Leisure also getting a little bit of a lift today. You're looking there at a stock like Booking.com. Kind of the reopening trades getting a little bit of a lift. Carnival getting a little bit of a lift today. So reopening trade on. Gambling getting a little bit of a lift. DKNG went back down to 17 where I wanted to buy it, and wouldn't you know it, it's right back up. I'm a little bit frustrated on that one. I did want to get a dip buy towards that 17. We'll see if it gets back there again for me to get an opportunity or not. Auto manufacturers staying up today. Tesla, a lot on that, right? Does Tesla turn around here? Does it break through the 910s? That's keeping Ford up. That's keeping GM up. That's keeping a lot of these vehicle names on up. Even NIO up about 3%. Rivian up about 3% also. So keep these ones on watch. And even Lucid getting a little bit of a bounce back today. All right. What is also strong is energy. Wouldn't you know it? We talked about that in the pre-market. Oil continuing its run here. Chevron trying to get back on up. Exxon Mobil probably a little bit stronger than Chevron. I wanted to take a look at MRO today to see if it was going to hold at 26. It did make that move to 26.20. Now we'll look to see if it makes the next step up. Here's SoFi trying to make a little bit of a run, so I'm trying to focus on this, make sure that I take some profits into above the 85s, going into the 690s and 7, and that'll be a nice trade there for me. We'll see what happens here.
Jay Rice correctly pointing out that all of the China names are popping. Joe, while Mitch was giving his rundown, I was looking for news on that. Have you seen anything? Because you're absolutely right. I got K-Web here. That's moving. JD moving to the highs. Baba moving to the highs. Definitely have a bid here. Don't necessarily know what is causing this. Can't see anything. Jay, if you have something, let us know. I see the exact same thing you do. Did my squawk shut off again?
Come on, Squawk.
Well, no, I'm wondering because the last time I happened to see it off the scanner, but I missed the squawk. I heard it a second ago, but okay. Take a look.
Where do you go to use that chart that I was using? That's TC2000. This is my charting service. I use Benzinga Pro as a news service for me.
I use Benzinga Pro for everything.
You've got high day on SPX here, moving up 31, 34, excuse me, 41, 34s. And then some.
Still in that?
Yeah, I'm long here off of the VWAP, but
damn, I haven't seen Zunaid take that long of a trade in a while.
I know. It's because I'm down, so I'm trying to like recoup my gains.
Hey, well, I like that you're keeping it simple, right? You're not throwing 30 trades out there. You're just, let me see if this one trade makes my money back. Well,
throwing 30 trades out there is a way to lose faster.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Go ahead and get out here.
I mean, let's just be honest. A lot of times that does happen, right? When you start getting in a rut, you just start throwing every opportunity. You see one stock make a little move up past the high of the day, and you're like, oh, no, this is the next runner. Let me grab this. Well, that's how a really dangerous trend starts.
Sure is. And the problem is that once you get it, once you actually have it work for you, once you're, buying and selling and you have that on a day that works, you think, oh, I can do this every day. Nope. Market doesn't allow for you to do that every day. You got to be tactical on some days. So real quick, looking at Nerve here, Nerve popping, Rip and DTU are all over this again. Nerve has a lot of cheap locates. Not might be done. Stop low a day. Well, guess what? Guess what, Dan? You are smoking it right now. Huge rip here on Nerve. VWAP test.
Really nice now getting through the trend line here. If you look at the pre-market and you see the 5-minute on Nerve, look at this trend line that now you're starting to really get through. You fought here at the 571s. Look for it to blow through that level now. That's really going to give you that next step up, probably towards 6. It's actually a nice looking stock here.
Yeah, this is, and remember, this is Stephen Cohen, right? 0.72 asset management. That's Stephen Cohen, 8.8% stake. Louis asking, is there any unusual option activity? Louis, there has been today. It's not been huge, but there definitely has been. Nerve going for new highs here. Nerve going for new highs here. There it is. Boom, Nerve, bang. Dan, I hope you're getting rewarded right there. I hope you're getting rewarded. You were all over that. Yes, that's Jordan-esque, like crossover, fadeaway, nothing but nylon, baby. That's way to go. All right. Anyway, as far as unusual options go, CCJ has had a ton of unusual options today. The 30 strike, 25 strike, the 40 strike. There's more 30s. There's a ton in that 25. And then I also saw SoFi puts hitting a couple of times. SoFi puts right out of the open. We got the 6 put. We got more added to the 6 put here. So SoFi puts going. Nerve going here. Let's go. Let's go. What a trade. What a trade. You made more than I did on this one. I just played that break. What a huge bounce here. Just saying, Veru is setting up again. Let's check that out. Ooh, yes, it is. Let's see us take out this formation here at, what, 1840? 1840. A move has path to $7. Man, guys, give Rip and DT a follow on Twitter. Dude knows his stuff. Nerve taking a break here at that 6 level. But I'm with Dan there. I don't think this might be done. I think this might not be done. English.
Money.
English today.
Yeah, for Voodoo, I think you asked me this. It was not a futures trade. It was an index trade. So I
Nerve
traded the
exploding now.
SPX options. Or at least
All
that's
right.
not futures to me, but
Hughes trying to continue the push here. The market is pushing, not looking too bad here. Now the question is, if we get a reversal from here, do we start getting that real push out? One that I'm keeping a close eye for you guys is Party. I want to see what happens today. I think today is the day that it could get that next run up. So I'm keeping a close eye on it. It needs to get above the 220s for me to even take a look at it, but doesn't look too bad. We'll see what happens on SoFi. Happened with that ape setup there. Ooh, it did the fake out to the downside. Now coming back here above the VWAP. This looks interesting for me. I've been talking about ape today. Those are the two that I'm watching, ape and Party. Nice little symmetrical triangle. It faked out to the downside breakdown and now comes and recovers that. So look for it to really get strong here. What we really need to do is really see that volume just come into the 750s. If you see a big bar show up here and a move towards 750, let's say 1 million shares on a 3-minute outlook there, going through 750, yeah, it's looking good here. And remember, this could start getting also AMC moving, but I think that you're going to see AMC not move as fast as you see ape. And with that being mentioned, you see ape take off. Take a look at Party to see if it takes off also. I'm not saying that you guys should be trading these. It's just keeping them on your radar. Sideways day, yeah, it's a difficult day for sure. Any ideas to play the student loan forgiveness if it's announced today? Well, it was SoFi. It's just that I was looking at it beforehand, not trying to wait for the news. I mean, think about if I would have put a bigger position at that starting position yesterday at 616. Would I be even worried about SoFi today? No, it would have been a nice overnight 7-8% winner.
Veru through 18. Oh, you got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Veru through 1840 here. This to me looks like 1860. Your next test here on Veru. Good spot there, Jess.
All right. So let me see about the loan forgiveness here. Need to
All
read
I
up
saw
on
was a
it.
Bloomberg headline via Twitter, by the way. It was the same one that Gaudin shouted out here in our chat.
So is it confirmed here? There's such mixed sources here, such mixed news. This is why I sometimes just have to go to my pro. Too much confusion out there.
Here goes Veru. Come on, Veru.
There's SoFi. There's SoFi pushing there, guys. Glad I did the strategy breakdown today on SoFi here. Guys, I'm getting a little bit antsy here. I'm not going to even lie. I'm going to take off a third into the 85s here. I was looking for 90s, but I feel like I'm being a little bit picky here. And so sometimes I'd rather just take a little piece here. 84 showing up on the offer. Just took that 84, 684, a third off, a third of the trade. Now I can leave the rest of it to work and not feel so much stressed out if it's going to get to that 7 or not. So just took a little bit off there. Not mad about that at all.
Veru brought in a big bidder there at 1848. I think 1860 definitely on deck here for Veru. I'm long from 1840, by the way.
Crassy, did you not see what happened?
What?
No, I was talking to Crassy. No worries.
Oh, I missed it.
He says SoFi will dump. Smoothed up with the news, at least from right now. Veru never stops. Never stops moving. That's a tough trade, though. I'll tell you that much.
Shelly, your favorite ticker is Ryan Specialty Holdings. I feel like they should just give me some of this just to promote, right?
Ryan, come on, you got to know your stock. I got my stock too.
I feel like now I just have to buy a share for fun.
The Mitch stock. You don't know the Mitch
Ryan
stock?
Holdings, formerly Ryan Specialty Group Holdings, service provider for specialty products and solutions for
stock.
brokers,
That's
agents, and carriers.
The real question.
This sounds boring, though. This doesn't
The best
sound like
you're going to
anything
get is
I'd be
Zillow.
interested in. But I want
Zillow.
shares. I want shares.
I see you. I was trying to find the Zunaid stock. I have a Mitch stock, but I don't have a Zunaid stock. Now it looks like we got a Ryan stock. You guys know the Mitch stock, right? The Mitch. We got to get a Zunaid. There's no Z-U-N. I was looking for one.
Nah. You've got the SPX new highs here.
XBX.
Veru coming up to that 1560 spot.
Wait, why does yours look different
right now?
Are you on the daily there?
Nah, this is the hourly. This is different though.
There we go.
There you go. Here you go. 3-minute outlook.
I was like, oh no, it just made new highs for the day.
Is the SPY pushing? I mean, you can look at the SPY. It's very similar.
Yeah, but if I'm trading SPX, it'll mess me up.
Yeah, it'll mess you up. Yeah, it'll mess you up. I understand that.
So Shelly brings up a good point. There's no Zunaid ticker, but there is a Z.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I've got Zillow, but
Zillow.
I'm not sure how much I want to be associated with that.
Or YOLO.
Yeah, I'll take
Cannabis
that
play?
one over the Z.
Cannabis play? I see you, Zunaid.
All right. I'm gonna go.
All right, let's take a look at what's up with the drug.
I'm taking Veru off right here just so I can lock some gains in. I'm not opposed to buying this again though. Checksman asking me about NEPT. I actually haven't seen NEPT since. Oh, Oh, I didn't catch it on this curl. Good shout, though.
Good shout. Good shout on that net trade.
Actually, a
That looks
break.
nice.
Okay, so for Nept here, Ryan, do you think Nept is going to break out? So real quick, let me throw this up here. So I don't make predictions on whether or not they're going to break out. I guess sometimes I do if the volume is just absolutely crazy. I'm more inclined to say something that's going to break to the upside. This might. What I'm looking at here is a 3 break, right? We take 3 out here, and you get any type of good volume. I think this goes higher. 324 is not out of the question. We're currently at 299, a little bit of size there. I'm going to front run some of this. What the hell? I've already had a good day, so I'm not going to take full position here, but and immediately sold it off. Okay. I see you. I see you. Okay, so I'm long 299 here on a break above 3. I'd clear it out on the pop. I'd like to see 320 on that pop. Stop here going to be about, I don't know, 290-ish. We'll see if we can break through this 299. Looks like there's definitely a seller wall here. I didn't take a full position. There, they took it. There's 3. There's through. Let's see if we can get through here. Let's see if we get a little bit more push here. Nope, they just yanked it right back through. So I'm still in it here. Didn't take any gains on that little pop. I actually like to see this go higher here. 305 is where it stopped on Nept. There it is, 305 again. It's starting to get crazy here above 3. Good shout. Who was this? Checks, man? Good shout. Good shout.
All right, taking a quick look here. Ape did try to make that move to 750. Gave us volume, but didn't get a huge bar there. Just kind of gave an increased bar. We're going to look for it to get through that level now on the next push.
Taking Nept off here. There's a nice little scalp there, 305. Greg, green is green, my man. Being late, as long as you understand the process there, you should be able to repeat that process when you do have time. Green is green. That stuff adds up, even small ones. Nice little spot there on Nept. I actually think this goes higher too. I'd watch a break of that 306, which is where we had those high prints. There it is. There it is. Higher on Nept. Next spot here going to be 324 on Nept.
People are starting to get into that party. I'll tell you guys if it really takes off. Just watching it here. I'll show you guys it. It started to get in there in the 205s and 206. I'm just keeping an eye on it. I do have an alert set for a move above 220s, but it needs to actually get there first. Not trying to get excited. It needs to actually get the push, right? But it's something to watch that you're seeing 6,000 shares, 5,000 shares. Now it's going through 10,000 shares. So bigger positioning in party.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and head out. It's been an awful day for me. I'm going to go ahead and share my losses here. There's my loss, down about 640 on the day. The biggest mistake that I made, I think, was just trading SPX a little too aggressively, especially from a hotel without the monitors and all that. But this is just to also show you guys that we also take losses. I know Ryan shared them before. I know Mitch has as well. So those of you joining us, this is why we say don't copy trade, but just kind of be mindful of what we're taking, why we're taking. But I do believe that if I continuously repeat the same strategies, I will be profitable. I have been for the past 8 months, but today was not one of them.
By the way, Zunaid, on my day
up?
trades over like the 3 or 4 days that I was in Detroit, I think I was down about $600-700, just about the same. And it was just on the day trades. I was actually, because Chara got hit, I was actually down almost 20 grand just because of the pullback there. But that's part of the game that we're in, man. That's part of the game that we're in. Not everything is going to make you a fortune. Otherwise, we wouldn't be still doing this.
Absolutely, buddy. But I'll catch you guys hopefully tomorrow. I probably might just sit. I don't know. I'm kidding. I'll probably click some buttons. But anyway, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. See ya.
Catch you, Nick. Get on out of here, man. Have a good one. Yeah, like always, one thing that I always say is one thing that could be good, and I don't go through this anymore, but I used to do it. I used to have a checklist to tell myself some certain questions in the morning to make sure that I am at my top game towards the open. Questions like, am I in my setup? Like, do I have all my setup ready? Did I take a look at the news for the day? All right. Do I have a stock levels already drawn out on the stock? Okay. So then I can at least dial down some of my plays. Which one of these looked good yesterday, yet looks good here in the morning? Then you can start not dialing down the plays there for you. Create questions to ask yourself in the morning so that you can be on top of your game. Maybe one of those questions is, I'm not at home. I'm not in my home setup, and I might need to reduce size there just to make sure that I'm not going to put myself in a world of pain.
Yeah. They're like sorry, Tattoo Chef here at 7:15. This looks like this wants to go higher.
TTCF. With that one's probably running with a Beyond Meat move, probably.
There it is through 7:15. I'm not in this. I came to it a little bit late. Mitch, I think that's some really good points that you were just making there. If you're not in your comfort zone, there's a chance that you're not going to trade the way that you're accustomed to trading. And instead of trying to jam it in there and making it work, maybe dialing it back is the right move. That's how it goes. That's just how it goes. I mean, I really empathize with Zunaid because, like I said, just last week I was there. I was out of my comfort zone. I was on different technology. It wasn't really working for me. And it took
long 8, 744.
Ooh, they're gonna come after you, Mitch. I hope you're ready.
I'm ready for it. Let's go. Where are my apes at? Taking a little bit there. Looking for the push above the 750s. Needs to go and then just rip through 750s here. Saw 19,000 shares go through there. 25,000 shares go through there. Right around my same level. Let's see if it starts moving here. All right. Also trying to keep my eye on the party. There's 3 stocks that are on my eyes right now. SoFi, of course, because I'm still in that. I'm just trying to let it work. Glad I took some profit at the 85. If I didn't take some profit on that SoFi, I would be feeling the pain right now. It's coming back to the trend line.
This is actually a good question here. Why are they called apes? Where did that come from? I know the NFT is like the ape gorilla thing, but how did they decide on that? What was the...
Honestly, I think you had to ask Wall Street Bets. I think
I didn't follow it enough, I guess.
Yeah, exactly why they're called apes. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, but it's definitely now it's gotten to the point where they call themselves that. That's for sure. If you got the units. VWAP is the out there. 730s on the out if we need to. SoFi's coming back here. Let's see if it can hold the support here. 660s. Don't want to see that break. Remember, our average is 648, so we're not going to let ourselves get into the red, but definitely going to go ahead and give it a little pullback to see if it could get that next push.
Dumb money equals apes, not sure. Apes because they're dumb money. A bunch of monkeys can cash it. I like it. Maybe that is it then. I don't know. Wall Street Bets thing, says Jay. Big money was making fun of them and they ran with it.
Just keeping my eye here on ape to see if it can take that next step there.
Voodoo, I'm glad that you're sharing this with us. Ryan, so true. Was out of the zone last week. Spent all day yesterday looking at a boat I'm interested in. Cleared the head and came back today with the eyes a bit clearer. Sometimes that's all it takes, man. Sometimes just, you know, altering your routine or something. If you're not in your zone, forcing it is going to end up creating more and more problems. Clear your head, whether it be having another cup of coffee, going for a walk or a hike, looking at a boat like Voodoo, whatever it is that you do. Find a way to kind of clear the head. This is a mental game, folks. This is a mental game. And if you're not mentally prepared, the game will punish you. So
that is true.
Do whatever it takes.
That is true. We're here. And then always one thing to keep in mind, right, is that it's okay to have some of these higher risk trades, but also try to find what's your bread and butter type of plays. What can you do and repeat versus what you can catch on a lucky trade? So my bread and butter would be probably doing swing trades, right? And using dailies to get that kind of trend catch and then letting it run. That's what does well for me, guys. Now, A lot of that is trying to use some intraday strategies to get the best entry on a swing trade and then let the trade work for you. That's what I look for a lot of the times. Clear example is like SoFi, right? I mean, we got in it at a nice level, it breaks out, and then you can kind of work the trade from there.
The Detox 21, this is a great question. I'm kind of new here. Welcome, first of all. Glad you stopped by. Do any of you guys do crypto, or is it just stock and option here? So great question. I think all of us are into crypto in some capacity. I just do not trade crypto. I'm a hodler. I bought a little bit. I think I bought like $500 or $600 worth when Bitcoin was around 6K. And ever since I got my RTX 3080, I've been mining it in my spare time as well. So I don't trade it back and forth. I own some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, some Litecoin, and a very, very tiny bit of Shiba Inu. I'm not trying to trade it back and forth. I'm trying to hodl it in hopes that it goes 100x higher 10 years down the road or whatever it is. So I'm a Bitcoin bull, if you will, but I'm not actively trading it. I'm more actively trading stocks and options.
I'm still looking up to this loan forgiveness. All right, so looks like they're going to resume in January.
How's SoFi reacting to this news?
I mean, it popped on that first one. That was a lot of that dark pulling.
The entire thing. Okay.
Yeah, then now it's retraced the entire thing, right? It popped on that. That's right here where you saw that volume come in. And a lot of that was on the dark pools, just to kind of give that insight there. So taking a look to see what happens now. And now it's interesting, right? Now it's all about holding the levels for me and just holding to the break even. That's why I've gone ahead and I can set a stop here. And versus trying to decipher, should I add here? Should I get out here? And just let the trade work. Set the objective levels and let the trade work.
Yeah, David, I think you're exactly right. That's what Shelly was saying too. Jonathan, I'm like 70K deep in student loans. Not sure Biden can help me. Jonathan, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Here's the one thing that I will say about the student loan debate back and forth. Full disclosure, I'm someone that paid them off. They suffocated me for a decade plus. I finally got them paid off, and it was a huge relief. So just take that for whatever it's worth. What I will say here, though, is that as far as the student loan forgiveness goes, I think one of the problems here is that college got too expensive, especially for degrees and
that's I love the mention there. I'll let you keep going, Ryan, but I love the mention.
Yeah, education that doesn't really have a payoff at the end just simply costs too much. And I think that it's not one person that's responsible for this. It's a group of people and different organizations. So when it comes to forgiveness, I'm more willing to listen to the student loan forgiveness argument if it's going to be some of the universities and colleges that help give that money back. They were the ones that benefited from that money. If we really do want to help out the people, it should be them that are going to help that out. It should not be taxpayers and the footing the bill for the entire thing. So part of the whole student loan thing, I think there's another systemic problem in there that we need to fix. I think college needs to be more affordable for all young people so that all young people can go and get educations and do what it is that they want to do without saddling themselves with a tremendous amount of debt. That's just my own opinion. If I had all the right answers, I'm sure they would have called me. They didn't. So
no worries. I mean, I don't blame you on your outlook there. I could get a little bit more probably radical than that. Is that I think at the end of the day, schools are the ones that should be regulated here. It's not about trying to get these loan forgiveness, but there should be some regulation on what a certain school can charge and what kind of wages come out of a school education. Because if the average wage that is coming out of a school isn't to a certain level, they shouldn't be allowed to charge an infinite amount, right?
Yep.
And schools have gotten to the point where they're straight up monopolies. A lot of the times, it's not like you can get your books outside of certain things. You have to almost follow them to a key. And I think this is another problem, systemic problem there in college, right? It creates kind of a lot of what you see, what happens, right? You have to buy these kind of access to codes that only last for a semester. It's not even like they're giving you value. You don't even have the book in the back. You bought yourself a 6-week access code, and then they're super expensive. These are the kinds of problems that really exist in college. I went to college. I did a lot of that battling there, and I can tell you, I say it still to this day. I think college is, at least for right now, and what you do, if you don't have a true kind of path forward, like engineering, kind of medical, those kind of degrees, I still kind of see the path forward and to getting money. But when I talk about even like degrees that, finance, business administration degrees, those degrees, I'm sorry to say it, they're a scam. They're a scam, because you're going to have to do so much after college to try to actually make it in the kind of the business world for you to have put yourself in that much debt. Maybe using that money in different kind of technical terms, looking for mentors, could probably actually get you further in the business industry than just going to college.
Yeah, Caleb bringing up a good point here. The government got involved in student loans in the 60s. It's been downhill since then. I think the point that I was trying to make here is that there's a larger point here regarding the student loan issue. It's not
a bigger
just
battle,
cut and dry, right? It's not just should we forgive these or not. There's another issue there. I think that issue is going to be more important to solve. I definitely want to do something to help people. Again, as someone that was suffocated by student loans for over a decade, I understand what that relief is like.
Nerve.
So anyway,
right.
Let's get back to the Nerve just busted right through. Veru went to highs and rolled over a little bit here, but all of these I think not done yet.
Yeah, SoFi's still hanging on there, so I'm just going to hang on tight. The Ape's not looking the best. It tried. It gave 1, 2, 3. So we know the rule, at least for me, it can try one more time to get through that 742. If it doesn't do it, it's probably going to test support. And for me, that's 730s on the out. We'll see what happens there, if it gets the push or not. That's what it's all about sometimes. Nerve is a good one today. What's been another one that has gotten a nice push? Let's start going through some of those.
I would say Veru, isn't it? Veru off the bottom, 1760 to 1860.
Yeah, really nice one there. Did INDO come back? It's starting to try to come back. All right, here's that 8 where I got to go ahead, and if it doesn't cut right here, I just got to cut it. Needs to hold 730 here on this 1 minute. We start closing towards 728s, 729s. It could easily just start breaking down here. There's a recovery on the minute. Now I watch the next candle to see what happens here.
Nerve trying for new highs here. 653 is where it stopped. I'm not in it, by the way. I'm not trying to give back my gains from today.
Hand on the trigger. It's gotten back up there to 732s. So I can just keep watch here. There's the recovery now to 735s on the offer. So you guys can see that here, how it kind of wicks there. A lot of times I wait for that wick to kind of close, because if not, you could get stopped out on a wick and then the stock goes right back up through your levels. At least know what it should do now, at least in my eyes, for the rule of 3. It should break through this trend line and not hold on the trend. That's what a lot of stocks will do. It'll make the push towards the trend, hold there, then it comes back to take out the lows. We want to see it actually take it above that, go towards like the 748. That will give it the chance for the 750.
So Nerve hit new highs by a couple of cents and got yanked here. Definitely thinking that buying the pullbacks the way Dan did is the way to go.
Yeah, the 15-minute chart is a nice one there. Nice breakout today. Good call out on that one. I remember we called it as it was going back through the 550 level.
Yep.
So really good call out.
We're trying to find the plays, Mitch.
Professors are salespeople. Yeah, that's pretty much it nowadays. Stair step on MRO. That's interesting. Let's take a look. Yeah, right back up there. It's just been kind of sideways there. Hasn't really done much. But, I mean, a nothing day after a really strong day is actually a good sign there, especially when you're in a bullish trend. Look at XOM going right back above here. It looks good here for oil to get that next run now. I'd actually be looking at Gush. Gush here off the 182s looks interesting for me. So for the day trade, that's what I would be looking here now.
Yeah, and uranium's still going here, Jay. You're absolutely right. CCJ, UEC, they're all higher here. They're all strong. URG,
power to
all
you
of
guys
these
on that
names
one.
here strong today. Didn't have that on my radar at all. Lithium, High Livent, LTHM.
I can tell you right now, I didn't even like the CJ chart. So, I mean, power to you for nailing that. You. All right. Not bad. I mean, not bad. It's just, I didn't see the setup there. Nice little catch, though, you guys.
Had a lot going on today.
LAC also having a good day.
What?
LAC, some lithium players having a good day. Let's take a look at the sectors here. Keeping a close eye on this ape here. Don't want to get caught. But consumer cyclical here, still leading here. Energy behind that. Technology behind that. So technology not looking too bad. Where's the bounce coming? Solar names. ENPH holding on there. Solar just wants to hold on here. Look for the rip there on 300 on ENPH. Nice looking chart as you're seeing it kind of fill in here. We'll see if it takes that next step up. If you do get a nice push there, I would look for it to kind of recover from SEDG. This one likes to follow ENPH, but it's been going down while ENPH has been going up. Maybe this one could start reversing. I also saw software application names. We've talked about how those were weak. Now they're getting the bounce. Some of the strong ones today. ABST, Absolute Software Corporation. I've never even heard of this stock, but hey, having a good day today. Sometimes, you know, you're going to find stocks that you never hear when you work backwards like I do, but I like that actually. I want to find stocks that I haven't heard of. Grab trying to make a nice little move. Look at this pattern. Nice little pattern right there, guys. It's a cheap stock. Holding on to the pattern. Those are the types of stocks that I like to look for. If a stock can hold a pattern and it's cheap, I don't mind trading them. The key is if you can look back and see that they hold their patterns often. Basic materials having a good day in silver. Silver taking lead there. I'd like to see if the dollar index is down, and that's why you're seeing silver up today. Agricultural inputs doing well here. BIOX having a really good day. MOS, Seed, not looking too bad there. CF also likes to move with MOS. This actually looks interesting here for a nice little push up. It's not going to get you much, but nice little setup here for a little push back above towards the 111.50s.
Shout out to Alyssa. Our little discussion of tickers and names. She's now turned into a discussion item for Twitter. Go ahead and check out that tweet. If you have a stock that you think would make a good ticker for your name, join the conversation, folks.
Yeah, it's actually an interesting one there. Yeah. I'm going to have to get in there and throw up my match.
Do it. Get in there. Get in there.
Yeah, I got to get in there. That's what it's all about. Check out that. And check out our Twitter, guys. We got over 250,000 followers there on our Twitter. Whew, just hanging out in SoFi, guys. If you guys got any ticker to call on out, man, look at that LAC chart. That's really taken off in the last couple of minutes. Lithium is another one. LTHM, I like that one. PLL is another one that we've been talking about. MP, you can watch all of them up today. Look at that as MP VWAP bounces. Really nice trade there today if someone was able to nail that. Lit. How's the lit? The lit ETF. I was actually thinking about maybe taking some lit. Split. All right, man. What else is moving, guys? We're gonna get some stocks to move or what? Feeling like we're getting dull here. Yeah, the spies pulling back, you know, that kind of thing. Just playing games. Let's go to Ape. Come on, Ape. Take that next step up. I was ready for the party today, man, but I'm not even being able to play the tunes. I had some good sound buttons ready. Can you check CLF? Yeah, I got you, Nocturnal Sky. Let's look at it. The Cleveland Cliff. Cleveland Cliff. Holding on sideways there. All right, just be careful here. Ape coming down fast here. Just watching right now. About to get out. Trying to see if it's going to recover it here. There's about 3 seconds left here on this candle. Out. 727. Whew. Save myself a little 3 cents there. Just quick to the trigger. So a lot of times I'll look up, and what I'm doing is I have the 1 minute chart, right? And I'm watching the clock going towards the 0-0. And a lot of times what you're getting is you'll get these wicks that come below your price point, but as soon as the next candle comes, all of a sudden it recovers it. It recovers it. Those are the candles that can really get you caught. They're just kind of like wick outs moments. They could even eventually come back through here. But what I look for is that next candle to open, and do we get a tick down or a tick back up? A tick up can hold me off and looking to see if it pushes up. A tick down on that next candle closing below the level that you're looking at gets me out. That's the way I attack it. All right, what else is getting moving on out there, guys? Looks like we're at 10:57 here. A lot going on.
Yeah, my scanner has dried up considerably. We had a ton of moves out of the open. We hit a lot of them. Been actually a really good day here. But it is slowed down considerably from the open. GOEV calls going off here. GOEV, $5 calls here. Actually, GOEV, looking at this chart here through 365 might be interesting. They bought a bunch of the cheapies here, bought a whole bunch of them. GOEV. Can we look at Disney? This would be perfect for you, for Crypto Dan. This would be perfect for you, Mitch, to wind us out here.
Can we take a look at Disney in their 200-day for the short term? Yeah, sounds good here. All right, let's take a look here. The only trade I got, I still didn't do Cleveland Cliff. Let me do that really quickly, and then I got you. Okay. No, I just got distracted because it's the ape move. So let me, you know how it happens. At least Cleveland Cliff is moving up here, but it doesn't look too bad here. It looks like a nice little 3-minute pattern here. I'll try to draw on out here using the rule of 3 that you guys see me use all the time. So clear examples here, especially on flag and pennants. I look for that rule of 3 to play into it here. We can draw the trend line, and a lot of times you're looking for when the stock breaks above the trend line for it to hold it on any pullback. So what I would look for now is it definitely to hold into any pullback into this 782 and then get back up there through the 1790s. But let's take a look at what we got here. All right, so if you take a look here, hold on a second. My mouse is being a little bit weird. There you go. All right, so you got this first drive up. You got the pullback towards support, right? You create the first 2 layers, right? Then you get that next layer up. This is going to be resistance 2 and support 2. All right, then you're looking for the resistance 3 try. Boom. Now you know your resistance levels. Now you know your support. Now to confirm support, we need that third leveling on the bottom. Here you guys clearly see it at the 775 level. From that point, I can call a support there at 776. I'd put it at 775. And now from that point, I'm looking for it to come back to resistance and break out. Hold any pullbacks on that trend line. That's how I would attack this stock. Now, where could it go to? Well, you can use the measuring of the flag technique, or you can look at levels on the chart, right? You can maybe go to the hourly and look at this. You see a little bit longer trend here. If it does break through here, getting on up there towards the 18, you actually go into a 1 hour chart. Even though if you're looking at the shorter time frame, you're still seeing a different pattern, right? Multi-time frames now lining up here with the 5, the 15, and the hourly. I like those kinds of trades. Doesn't look too bad there for Cleveland Cliff. All right, the next one up was Disney. Disney, let's take a look there. Disney's price action is a little bit weird because it's just going sideways here, but let me zoom in, trying to get towards the stock here. 15-minute has it coming back on up. Where are some levels that you should be watching out for? I hate this candle here, and this candle here is messing up the chart. I kind of hate when charts do this. It has like that fake order. Sometimes you get these fake orders to show on up. I would have to take off the pre-market to take that off. Let me do that here. Let me just take that off for a second here to kind of show you the chart so it doesn't look all crazy. All right, so you see here on the hourly, you can see how we're trying to get back on up. We tried to fill in this gap zone. I think eventually you do fill it, so just be careful with that. But in my eyes, as long as it can hold not below this 111 and kind of stay in this range, it still has that move to come back towards 125. Doesn't look bad. I would keep also watch on Netflix. This turned around Netflix to start going back into the green, into the shadow zone. So if you get Netflix to go towards 250, you get Disney to go towards that 120, you're going to be looking good here in these stocks, especially for the longer term, if that's what you're watching for. 200-day is above it. Look to see if it makes that run to it. On the daily, you got the 200 at 128.66.
All right, Mitch, I'm going to get rolling here. It was good stuff.
Yeah, always, man. Always, definitely.
We'll be back at it.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to give us the party, but okay, we'll keep on going. Don't worry.
Tomorrow is a new day, my friend.
Always a new day. There's opportunities always showing up. Have a good one, Ryan. Get you on out of here. All right, let's keep going, guys. I did see Hex talk about seasonal trades. All right, let's take a look. Seasonal trades, the only times that I've taken some of these is that I've done the research. So like DraftKings was one of those that I've done the research for. You look back on the charts. SunPower was another one that I've done the research for on SunPower. I'll show you right here. If I rewind here, I've done the seasonality from August to January. A lot of times we get some run in these solar names. So it's a Q3, Q4 outlook there for solar names. And lately, I mean, that worked really well here. Look at August 1st, you started getting that lift here in solar names, and then it kept pushing. I've drawn this already now. Look when I've drawn this. It tells you right there on the date, 10/12/2021. It's not like I've changed my thoughts about this, and it actually played out here once and then now twice. So we'll just keep watch, right? It hasn't been always the biggest move. Of course, sometimes it's not going to be as big a move as that, but sometimes just a little lift and seasonality can get you moving. All right, let's keep going here. Give me another stimulus check. Hell no, please not. But we'll see what happens there. Ulta is another one here. Ulta Beauty trying to take out the highs. I see you guys trying to get those, trying to get that makeup on here. It doesn't look too bad. Nice little daily outlook, trying to get back through the highs there. We can close above 411. This is going to be looking bullish here on Ulta Beauty, getting that nice lift today. Doesn't look bad at all. All right, let's see how SoFi is doing now. It is coming on down here. It could break on out of the pattern. If it does break on down out of the pattern, could stop me out around the 640s there. If it does do that, I'll get on out. Glad I took first profit there at the 84 mark, and we went towards 87. So we didn't even get close to the 7 so far. We're going to keep watch to happen there in SoFi. And if so be it, if I only able to get 1/3 of the position out there at the top, hey, I'm not going to be upset. Try to give myself the chance to get that big winner. CrowdStrike climbing, not a bad one to keep on watch. Nice little lift there. If CrowdStrike's making move on up, also look for PanW. Palo Alto, see if that can take out the high there of 570. This one has been already on a big run, so just be careful. But CrowdStrike, not a bad move there. Good looking chart there, trying to come back above the 200 level. We'll see if it can close up there. Love me some crowd. I remember when CrowdStrike was 50 bucks. In the pandemic, I really wanted to buy this one. That's why you see all these lines down here. Look how I was watching it. Look where I created this one, February 26th. You think I was trying to get CrowdStrike? Hell yeah. During the pandemic, I was trying to get it. I didn't get it. And that was one of my biggest regrets. I could have grabbed it here even around, let's say, the 50s or 60s while it was coming back through the highs there from the pandemic. And now, where would that price be? It'd be looking really good, right? And so these are sometimes the opportunities that you see out there that you should take your shot. Like always, you never know when it's going to come through. But Twilio is one of those that I watched back in the day at $30, and now it's all the way up there, but came back, right? So you sometimes get opportunities to come back to these stocks. This is one that I'm watching for an opportunity. All right, what other ones are going? Law going parabolic. Let's take a look there. Law, I mean, I wouldn't really say parabolic there. Parabolic move, it's like a 10% move in like 1 or 2 candles. This is a stair step up, actually. But it doesn't look bad. I'm not saying that the chart looks bad, but it's not a parabolic stock. Meta, how's that doing today? It's getting a little bit of a lift there. Definitely not something that I like in the long term. I'm just not confident that Meta is going to be able to turn around their business and really make money, right? I mean, in my eyes, I think that Facebook was their driver. Now they're trying to get into an area that they're not in the lead, at least for me, in my sense. It's going to take a while for Meta to really come back. I think eventually this gets below 100. Baba calls up 10%. Not a bad one to take a chance on. But for me, with the China news that could potentially come at any moment, I'm not taking any China trade at all. Meta makes me think of Newsy. Not a bad one to think about. SoFi coming on down there. We'll see if it cracks through the 50s or not. I'm going to keep an eye on it here. Let's take a look at the sectors out there. What's moving? What's not? All right, so consumer cyclical is leading us and continuing to push on up there. On the manufacturers, is Tesla still riding that push? Ooh, it's right at the VWAP. We'll see what happens on Tesla here. Does it get the push back towards 910 or does it crack? What's up with the Qs here? Qs trying to get through that high there, the 315.25. We'll see if it takes that next step up. Technology behind that, energy behind there. It looks like energy is trying to take that next step up here. We'll see if it's able to do so. Gush was one that I was looking at for maybe taking a trade towards the upside. Not going to get it now. I would want to get it near the VWAP. I mean, it's actually close towards it right now. Multiple times trying to break down back towards the 183.70s. Now needs to take off towards the 187. We'll see if Gush can take that step up. Halliburton was one that I was going to be watching today. I talked about this one in pre-market. It's looking well right now, guys. I like that little last hold here. Looks like it just wants to break out here through the 31.70s, going towards the 32s. I might actually scalp it here. There's not many times I do a scalp, but I like the setup. Couldn't risk off the 60s here. Let's see if I can get a little scalp setup here. All right, want to see some volume come in here as it breaks through the 70s, going towards the 31.90s. Take some profit there, risk off the 31.60. So 20-cent profit, risk is 10 cent here off the 60s. It's a lower volume trade here, so just be careful out there, guys. Trying to take a look to see if I can take the little scalp trade up here. Starting to look good there. Not much volume filling though. Holding off for right now. Wanted to see some volume come in there, but it was only a bunch of algorithmic volume. Bunch of 100 shares, 20 shares, 59. Not something that I want to get into right now. I thought we would get a kind of a big order to get through here. then I would have took my shot there at the 70s. It's not a bad stock, but let me go ahead and keep focusing on what else is moving. Money Mitch, I'm so impressed with you. Quite brilliant. Well, I wouldn't say I'm brilliant, but I'm trying my best, right? I mean, at the end of the day, guys, you guys know that I'm working hard on always improving my skills. I even study on the weekends. Yes, I said it, guys. I study on the weekends, working on my level 2 of the CMT test. And I've shown you guys the book here, but I'll show it to you again. It's not easy to know all this information, right? I mean, this is over 750 pages here just for the level 2 exam. So, hey guys, we can always refer back to a lot of this content too, whether it's calculating the 10 stochastic and understanding RSI, or maybe you're looking at additional smoothing of data, whether you're looking at moving averages, or does anyone know what the Hendrick payoff index is? There's a lot to talk about in this book. So this is how I step up and keep pushing us forward. I'm reading a lot on my CMT curriculum. And wouldn't you know it, there's a nice push there. It's trying to push there. Started seeing some volume come in that Halliburton. It doesn't look too bad now as it's pulling back here. It just tried to get a push up there. But I'm just going to leave this alone, try to focus on some trades for us. Reminds me of the environmental law books. Yeah, probably very similar to those books. All right, let's keep going. What other ones you guys have? What do you mean by how much? How much weight should you give it? The range? I'm not sure if I caught. Oh, Chermo. Shelly was talking to Chermo. No worries. Let's take a look there. Phone book style. Yeah, for sure. It could definitely knock somebody out with that book. But let's take a look there. There's that Halliburton trade there that I was looking for. The scalp up there. It was a 70 entry for a move up to 31.90s. Not going to take it now, of course. I'm late to the trade there, but we'll see if it makes that push up. All right, Husa. Was looking to see if this one was going to get back into the green today. It is trying to make that step up, but I'm not jumping in it right now. We'll see how INDO is getting back there. It did make a nice little push up there, about $1 bounce. We'll see if this can continue to run or not. XOM, what's up with it? It's kind of going sideways here, battling. Gush also. How are the Qs? Qs battling up here. It's showing some topping action around the 315 level. We'll see if it gets back through there. Nvidia holding on up there towards the 171. It just seems like we're in a chop zone here now. It's like up, down, up, and could come right back down here. So just be careful out there, guys. A lot of movement out there. I got the spam there. Sorry about that. But definitely it's just a lot of kind of shaking right now. And so we got to be careful there. Did the party ever move, man? Dang. I had some good kind of sound bites for that. I'm going to have to save that for it if it ever does get the lift there. But we'll see what happens there. All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at what other stocks are making moves. We'll see if it can get some lift or not. I just wanted to see if it was going to get the lift. Had some funny sound buttons that I wanted to hit. BBBY, it looks like no one liked your loan today because it could not hold on there. ChargePoint, that was a monster earlier. It didn't even pull back to the VWAP. This is just a really strong stock today. I like the EV Go here. Remember, I talked about this one right as this one was coming up there towards the 960s. Reason why was the relationship with ChargePoint, like that 950 pullback. Now it got up there towards $10. That was a nice little push there. It's about 5.5% that we could have caught there on EV Go to playing the laggard off of ChargePoint. And you guys can see it there. ChargePoint trying to continue. So I look for EV Go to try to catch the bid here and get right back up there towards the 10. We'll see what happens there. Halliburton trying to make that move up through the 80s. We talked about that kind of scalp type of trade there towards the 31.90s. Not a bad attempt there if you were able to nail that, but I didn't get in there. All right, NVTA. Yeah, this one's making a nice little push on up there. This is a Kathy name. Really kicking that lift here. I don't know if there's any news. Maybe you got some news for us, but yes, this one likes to move. Look at the daily chart. It made a move to $9 last time. Has been pulling back significantly here, trying to make it come back there towards resistance. See resistance around the 444 mark. All right, so there's that Halliburton getting on up there now to the 84s, and through this going into the 90. I would go ahead and take some profit into maybe the 88s, maybe the 90s, and that wouldn't have been a bad trade there. Scalp on Halliburton could have made us potentially maybe like 18 cents for risking 10. Not a bad one there. All right, let's see what other ones you guys are taking a look at. If you guys have stocks, throw it on up there. SoxL looking strong today. Yes, a lot of that is the Qs, right? When the Qs started catching the bid here, it looks very similar. I'm glad I was able to make a profit in SoxS today, as it's back down there to 40, 50s here. So we'll see what happens now. Do we start seeing some topping action coming into the Qs and it just reverts? But you just got to break out towards the upside there, right through that kind of 315.23 levels. Now you're really getting this push. Take a look at the stocks that are pushing now. You could probably see some strength continue. Even a stock that was kind of heavily shorted like Lucid starting to bounce back there. Netflix coming back today. We'll see what happens with these stocks. Can they get the lift and continue pushing back towards the middle? I do see a lot of stocks that you guys are calling on in the chat. We're going to keep going here. Do me the favor, guys. Hit the like button. Where are we at in the like department? We're at 329 likes. Can we get to 400 today? Do me the favor, guys. Smash it on up if you guys enjoy taking a look at some of these stocks. And looks like we got a question in the chat. Can you give Chirmo a brief overview of the EMA crossover indicator? Yeah, I mean, I can go into that. Are you looking for an indicator, or are you just looking for kind of the trade when you're cutting through crossovers? So there's a lot of trades that you can use for moving averages. I mean, some people like to use them as support and resistance. Some people like to use 3 moving averages for cuts below. So a fast moving average, like let's say a 9 EMA, and then a 50 and a 200. When you're seeing that 9 cut through certain price points, you're going long. And when it comes right back up, you're also cutting the trade. There's a lot of kind of moving average trades. I can tell you right now, I'm not the biggest proponent of moving average trades unless it's in a shorter time frame. I do like the 9 EMA to trade off of for momentum stocks. But the big reason on that is because it's a big part of the MACD. The MACD, the moving average convergence, is one that I definitely keep on average, keep watch on there. You guys see it on the 3 charts outlook. So you guys see this MACD, it uses the 9 EMA, and that's why I like to use that level to go off of. And so it kind of coexists and actually works for a lot of these fast moving stocks. Let's take a look at a fast moving stock to see if it worked today, to kind of follow along. But you could be doing kind of like the sweeps on up when they cross on over. You're looking to get in and out with those kind of trades. A lot of it also for moving averages, you need to have a trend in price. If there's no trend in price, when moving averages really don't work is when we have sideways action. Sideways action smooths out those moving averages, and then you get a lot of fake outs to the up and down side. But when a stock is really trending, that's when moving averages have a tendency of working well. I can get into certain specifics there if you want, but let me catch up with the chat, see what you guys are saying. Drug moving up again. I'll take a look at that. That's where 8 came from. She wanted an explanation of the crossover method. Perfect. I can get into that. What I'll do for you is let's actually take a little bit of a deeper dive. Tomorrow, I got you, and I'm going to go through an actual graphic representation of some of these moving averages. I want to find some of the trades that we could have taken in the past. So I'll look at historical pricing, and I'll make sure that we talk about EMA crossover. Let me know if there's a specific EMA crossover that you guys prefer over another, and I'll make sure that we cover that also. So EMA crossover tomorrow will be the strategy breakdown of the day. I'll make sure that we cover that. All right, keeping an eye on it on SoFi, trying to bounce here at the 656 level. It's not looking too bad. We'll see if it can continue on up there. It just seems like there's a lot of this kind of sideways action for me now. It looks like we did get a push in the SPY there, so Apple would be one that I would be looking for some upside. SoxL probably continuing that little push, but there's not really much for me right now. I'm seeing a lot of these kind of reversal style trades to the upside. Sorry about that, guys. Just Hendrix. Hendrick's trying to take over here, guys. We'll see what happens here. We are getting some bounce back in some of these stocks, but I haven't seen a continued trend in a lot of these. Even though Nvidia did swing back around, maybe you're starting to see that upside push here. I'm really not trading to the upside right now. I don't see the upside continuing, especially when, you know, maybe we're getting a little bit of a bounce here, but are we getting back towards the 430s? That'd be a little bit of a push for me. But some of these stocks that gotten beat down in the last couple of days, definitely catching some bid like Royal Caribbean. We'll see if these can really actually come back. All right, I use eToro, and the live prices don't seem to be accurate. Also, there is a quite large spread between buying and selling. Do you recommend a better day trading app? Plenty of others out there, Daniel, for you. I would just look up some of them. There's so many more that I would say are better than the one that you're in, but I'm not going to go into the battle here about why I think one platform is better than the other. That might be just for some other time. I mean, it's really, I mean, more about what works best for you. If you're looking to get really good, accurate prices, maybe that's not the platform. Look for one that is. IBB, you can look at Trade Zero, you can look at E-Trade, you can look at Ameritrade, whatever you like. Just try taking a look, and also ask the brokerages. Don't have no fear to let them know, this is the style of trading that I do, fast in and out. I want to have these advantages. Do you have that? That's the best way I think to go about that. All right, a lot going on in the chat. I'm going to try to catch on up here, and also a lot going on in my Slack. So too much to worry about here. If you guys are, if anyone's trying to reach me out on Slack, I'm going to have to put this to rest because there's just too much going on there. I got to focus on you guys in the chat there. VWAP, any good? VWAP is one of my favorites, but look at what VWAP really truly is so that you know exactly how to use it. Anyone have an idea after the stock split today, what will Tesla's new price be? Well, it depends where it closes. That's just really what it is, D. It depends where it closes. All right, what other ones are being mentioned? The 8 EMA crossing the 34 on the daily. I'll write that one down. I'll take a look at it. And the 34, is that an SMA or an EMA? Just to make sure. My guess would be an SMA, but we'll find out. And we'll also talk about what the difference is, right? I think that's also an important topic. What's the difference between SMAs and EMAs? What really truly is the difference there is important. What's your hypothesis on SoFi to go up or down on student loan deferral? Well, there was also the 10,000, right? I mean, maybe I'm not getting this right, but in my eyes, what came out, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, is that there's 10,000 for the Pell Grant kind of loan, right? And then there's also kind of an amount that was deferred, right? And so all of them were deferred back, but some of them being kind of given some money here. And so in my eyes, I'm not trying to make too much of it now. I'm just trying to do more of the price action, right? Deciphering the news once it hits is for the news channels, right? I mean, I know I work for Benzinga, but they're going to go ahead and try to give an answer. And I'll tell you right now, a lot of that answer is probably going to come from the price action. So that's why I'm watching the price action to see what happens. We did get a spike right when that news was coming out, and it spiked there towards 685s. So that's why I'm hanging tight. I'm just trying to get it back on up there towards those 685s, getting on up there through 7. And then that would really give us a big breakout here on SoFi. Of course, we got in this one at 616, but we added into the play. We took some profit. Now we're looking for it to break on out towards the upside. One thing that you can watch also is an hourly chart. I would look at this as a full hourly kind of sideways action that keeps holding towards the 651s. So if it can just break through the hourly above here towards 670, I think we get that next lift up there towards the 7. Nice looking chart on the hourly. Just needs to kind of keep holding here, eventually breaking through 666 and get into the 670s. Forgiveness on 10,000. Anyone making less than 125,000. Yeah, that's what I got. 20,000 for Pell Grant. Oof. Well, this should help. This should help these kind of get on up there. And of course, this is also just more of a story-driven approach, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that SoFi is going to make so much more money because of this, but it does give it the lift. It gives it the sexiness. And you're talking about something that was not sexy at all on the daily. It was down there towards the $6, created a double bottom for us to go off of. But now we're trying to look at it. Does it really come back? Can it make this gap fill back here? Can it fill right back up there towards the 725s? It's going to need a big push through the 7, and then I could see it getting on up there towards the 725s. We'll see if it gets up there. Oil taking a hard downturn towards the downside, so just be careful there on oil names. I'm seeing a kind of a flush down here coming in, and so there you're seeing XOM starting to come on down. Just got to be careful with those names now as you're seeing that hard down push. Take a look at the SPY. SPY still trying to push on up here through the 414.50s. That definitely could take that next step up. Yeah, I did good with WBD. Bought some shares and calls yesterday. Not a bad look there on WB Warner Brothers, a.k.a. the House of Dragons. Yes. I don't think that was a bad play. It had a lot of viewers. And I think that washout that you got here was a really nice washout towards the 13. So really good looking play here now above 1375. That's when I'll probably join the party here. So I'm going to let it get that nice strong day today. And I'll look for a day 2 move tomorrow on Warner Brothers above 1375s. But this does not look too bad there. Shout out to you. Good play there. Cavell, I'm pretty sure I said it right, but I hope I said it right. Let me know if I didn't. Good play on that Warner Brothers. Would you short Mara on that assumption that Bitcoin hasn't bottomed out yet? That's not a bad outlook, but I think you're a little bit late to the party. That's the only problem. How much is Mara really going to come down here? I think it eventually could come down maybe towards that $10 again, $8. But it was definitely more of a play here in the early part of the year when you were shorting it up there at 25s and 30s, because it's going to be very hard to get it back up there now. And throughout this whole downturn, that was probably when it was better to kind of get the short, because it was just trending down and continued to downtrend. It's not that I'm saying that it's a bad trade here. It's just not as strong. So one that I was looking at to maybe do, if I really think that Bitcoin is just going to continue coming down, one that I was looking at potentially was MicroStrategy. I haven't taken it, but just something that I'm throwing out there, just thoughts. I like MicroStrategy probably short better than I like the Mara short, but to each his own, right? If you have that mentality that Bitcoin's coming down, I do think it will drag Mara down also. Nicole F. Carey wants to talk about drug. All right, well, we'll take a look there. Is it popping back up? Yeah, it's popping a little bit here. We'll see what happens. It got up there towards the 250, rejecting that breakout once, twice, 3 times. Yeah, it's about 3 times to try to break above the 250s. I'd give it one more time to break out above there. If not, probably test back down towards support. We'll see what happens there. Nerve was another one that we were watching. That one pulled back to the VWAP here. Look at the VWAP at 6. Pulls back below it here. I always look for maybe 3 or 4 attempts to break down through there. 1, 2, 3, and then a recovery candle there. When it recovers here, I always like that nice recovery and a pull back towards the VWAP after you get back above it here. Look at the 1 minute here. You start getting back up here, 601s, it goes to 620s. I'd look for some pullback to 605, 603 if I wanted to join in the party now. But this does not look too bad on Nerve. Nerve holding well today. Really good move there. All right, I hope that you guys are enjoying today's stream. Let's go ahead. Let's bring in some tunes here. We got about 2 minutes left here, so I'm going to go ahead and just play a quick little tune here and get on out of here, guys. Definitely smash it on up. If you guys had a good time, give me a thumbs on up. Let me know what you guys think as I continue going throughout the day. We do got stock market movers later today. I'm excited to get into an interview. Don't miss it, guys. I'm going to be interviewing Blink CEO, don't forget that. That's made a nice move on up today with those charge point stock. So if you want to find out a little bit about Blink, come on over, guys. It's going to be definitely a great conversation. That's going to be at 1:15 p.m. Eastern. And of course, I start stock market movers at 1 p.m. What's your VWAP settings? Well, VWAP settings should be kind of very similar here. Now, the only thing that happens now is it's all about data taking with the VWAP. Remember, it stands for volume weighted average price. But what it really does is takes the up volume plus the uptick and the downtick plus the downtick volume and tries to give you kind of a moving average to follow. A lot of this is what is trying to go ahead and understand volume with price action. And that's why we like the VWAP a little bit more than the moving average, because it weighs in some volume into the statistic. All right, we'll see what happens in that Blink. That's going to be at 1:15. Don't miss that, guys, as I always try to get some expert opinions or go to some great stocks for you guys to check it on out. All right, AB up next. Let's go ahead. Let's get it on over to there. I like to definitely get it on over there, so don't miss my man AB coming on next. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's action. Hit the like. We had about 355 likes. I wanted to get to 400. Wasn't able to do it today, but let me make sure the redirect is set there. So saved myself there for getting you guys over to Benzinga Live. Now I got it set there. Let's wrap on up. I'll see you guys next time. Hit the thumbs on up. We'll see what happens in SoFi. And I hope that you guys enjoyed live trading with Benzinga today.